blast of immediately like first shot, but like 2-3 hours like through each one with like the magical power of your bow, is enough to overcome the damage resistance of the iron. And yeah, okay, hang on, wait. I set up for this moment ages ago.
Oh, good.
If I wait, hang on, I need to go. Okay, which one should I do?
Got a macro?
Yes, this one goes to the GM layer. No, there's no macro. That would be way too cool.
Map
player. Oh,
whoa,
it's behind as well.
Wow.
Nice.
The front. There we go.
Oh,
Hey. Now the sound effects, the macro.
I know macros in the Foundry module, so cool.
Yeah. So after that, as Brom's heading back to the party, you see him as everyone's going either pull an arrow out of a dead body and shoot another person who's running somewhere, just the whole way back. He's just one by one, just picking arrows, throwing them.
Beck just looking at them, you estimate, I mean, obviously you run a lot faster than them and stuff, but you would struggle to probably catch more than a quarter of these guys before the rest would just found somewhere to hide, or if you could fly and had a ranged attack, that would be someone's best chance of chasing a majority of these down and preventing them from getting anywhere.
Hey, that's me. But
so Bromwell could be very,
but no, I'm just kind of doing it as I'm coming down. I'm not planning on chasing them all down. We have other business.
Yeah, I kind of struggle. I guess a bigger fish.
Yeah, about that. I kind of point with my spear towards the castle. I'm right there, just as we finished up. I got these vibes, similar to when we met Sandorix. There's something major going down there, something evil. Maybe the thing that they were waiting for.
Rotten.
Something we've gotta put an end to quick.
Moonsong, can you GR me an occultism check real quick? So it's secret-ish.
I kind of nod I mean, that's kind of what we're here for, right? That doesn't sound like a problem.
Yeah, but don't just expect high command. I'm thinking other devils, other fiends.
Alright.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
Whatever will come through, I'm sure we got it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have time to rest up. I'm gonna pull out a healing potion and I'll drink it.
Yeah, I kind of look down at Asik. I'm you got any more of those ones that were in my shoulder? I used it up earlier today.
I think so.
Do you
Chris,
have any good spell casting between? I guess really only
Arcana.
Or occultism. Yeah, can you?
Well,
tell
and
me
nature
as well?
technically.
Yeah,
It's
just
27 for
don't worry
both.
about nature. Yeah, do me a
What?
GR Arcana.
I have such nice nature, Chris.
Yeah,
it's just not quite relevant to what's
That's fair.
with this dear, sadly.
Yeah, you can have a potion.
Okay. Oh,
You
okay.
got one? Nice. So I that Asik helps me put it in my shoulder, I guess. It only took a minute or so to do that, I think.
You get pretty good at Arcana.
I'm pretty good village.
Yeah, you kind of you're reflecting on something that you were sort of feeling during the battle, especially because you were up there on the walls where the spellcasters were, kind of most closely observing what they were up to. There was something that they were doing that you weren't quite in the context of the time, you weren't quite sure what its effect was supposed to be. It was just a low-level kind of magic that was going on that you ignored. But from what Leon described, you think that they might have been they might be maintaining some kind of suppression that was hiding whatever's going on in the guard. So it's less, from what, just as Leon says, as soon as the battle ended, I sensed this. You're kind of thinking, maybe it was something that was going on.
Right.
And it kind of lines up with this thing you'd noticed, the spellcasters were sort of weaving in between all their other actions and stuff. They were maintaining some kind of
Okay.
Just to contextualize, it's not necessarily,
Right.
with that you might be maybe it's not the instant threat that you got to get there, every second counts, and more
Right. When I think
that's
back
the next thing to deal with.
to those, the courtyard, was there any? It looked like there was centered around maybe some sort of summoning circle.
No, not in the courtyard.
Nothing like that. Okay.
I haven't flashed this sort of out to any distance, but no, the courtyard is a sort of a big square. It probably is the doesn't go much further on each side out here, and about that way further back, a big mustering sort of parade ground. And then there's a main keep and a separate sort of drum tower off to the side, and it's all sort of internal walls and curtained courtyards and stuff like that. But no, apart from the many people you saw rushing around and stuff, and there, you didn't see a big summoning circle in the middle of sitting out in broad daylight. There is a summoning circle that's hidden away somewhere.
Okay. As I just mentioned, I'm on that note, when I was up there with the spellcasters, some of them seemed to be doing something else as well. Not just casting spells at everyone else. Wow. the chats.
We're busy.
But,
You're
like,
singing
it was hard.
deeply, we're
Yeah,
just, like,
no,
leaving.
exactly. It's hard to tell though. It seems like they were trying to almost suppress or cover up what they were doing in some way.
Alright, maybe we go have a look-see pretty quick then. It sounds kind of serious from
Agreed.
what you guys are talking.
You think it's something to do with the Borderlands?
Only one way to find out. I kind of just start sprinting in the direction.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Am I still big? By the way, am I still like huge?
No, you shouldn't still be. Well, I mean, actually, my one ended, and I should be normal, like small again.
Usually
you-
small,
Because your rage ended, yeah.
That's when my rage ended. But I mean, the largest sick level lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, so Leon would still be huge, as would Claudia.
Yeah. No, sorry, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Would still be, even
Yeah,
at
yeah.
this point. I'd say, like, battle, I'd estimate like a minute and a half, really. I mean, that's not strictly by the number of rounds, but I'm just gonna, I feel like it was probably with the running towards and stuff and all that. And
Yeah.
they've chat afterwards, maybe a couple of minutes more. But yeah, there's still like minutes left on the, at least a minute, maybe 2 left on these enlarged spells.
17, and then
Maybe I even want to cast it now. Wait till maybe we get a bit closer. Maybe I'll cast my backup one on myself.
Yeah, you like as you sort of look at this, the layout before you, you just like it's a pretty complex and large
Yeah,
fortification. You're not necessarily confident you're going to find anything in like a minute or two.
Exactly. I mean,
Oh,
like,
shit,
but
that's not
I don't think I can. Can I dismiss it alive just in case you wanted to get smaller? No, I don't think so actually. Yeah, you'll go down again in a minute or two. You know.
at least easy to hit. That's what we want.
Yeah. Just make sure you can consult Beck if it lasts longer than 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly. 4 hours, Jesus. I don't know if you need it that long. Alright, where are we going? Where's this dark? Whatever.
That is point in the
Anyways.
general direction of the keep.
Yeah, it's like a little radar.
Yeah, just like, you know.
Yeah, Leon, you're kind of sensing. You got like a disturbance in the force that you're sort of following here. You don't. It's not like a sort of as like a laser lock, but it's sort of, you know, it's like
Holder
it's like
colder
you can
maybe.
almost- It's an imprecise sense. It's something like you can almost. Like it's not something you can hear, but it's similar in that to you, like something sort of almost below
Like
hearing.
I've done tinnitus.
Yeah, or the opposite, like something super deep. Like imagine a sound that's like you hear it going lower and lower, like just outside of the range of hearing, but you can still kind of like feel it sort of in your body and in your ears and stuff, just like, you know, inaudibly, and it's just a back sort of rumble that's troubling you. You can just kind of sense where it's coming from as well, just barely.
Yeah, I kind of take a moment to look at the ground, like thinking about it. Well, first things first, let's take care of Argument. Yeah. So I guess we try and like go to the front.
Yeah, sure.
Gate of the main
like,
keep.
Beck just, you know, even like small Beck can just basically, I probably just like cut through the gate and the thing with like, you know, a few attacks of his greatsword and just like blasted through. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot of inaccessible places. So you're looking for like the main like command like structure, which is probably like in one of the higher rooms in the main keep. So that's where you aim first. As you're ascending the stairs, like, you know, making your way up through like a couple of spiral staircases up a tower, Leon, you do feel yourself drawing initially at first as you approach the castle closer, but then more distant from like whatever, you know, that sensation is decreasing. But yeah, like you know, a minute or two later, and yeah, by this time your enlargers have run out, and any sort of
Easier for going up the stairs anyway.
Yeah, right, like-
10 minutes, right? So that's
I had to
probably,
crawl through there.
Greater Invis has still got some time going for it. But
Yeah.
the enlargers run out as you guys are making your way through the keep. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much to roll against here. Like all of the best fighters are at the front. You bust in, and there's like, you know, some relatively senior officers that if you guys were like CR level 13 or 12, we'd have had a pretty decent fight against. But in this particular case, they don't have a prototype robot or anything to defend them. There's no like generals here, and you just you eviscerate the entire room.
Beautiful.
I throw one out the window.
The fenestrators, yeah, like, you know, tumbles miles to the like
Miles. Jesus Christ.
tumbles miles. To the,
It's an old castle.
you got a lot of stairs.
It's got only a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Alright.
I kind of like look quickly, like look to Moonsong, like, oh, I believe our problem's in the basement, but I don't know if we can find more answers here. I think we have to go down there.
From this room, you actually have a couple of really interesting views. First, you can look back out to the courtyard you just kind of came in. Which
giant ritual
Romux just like
circle.
shooting out of it again.
It's
Like
like
just...
it's a Full Metal Alchemist with a giant ritual circle like built into the keep, and all the bodies of the troops now like in the lines and shit. Oh god.
not quite
First
so bad.
Terminator.
But no,
You'll see that later,
say
David.
like a lot of the like other staff and people in in the castle that the other third are like escaping out the main gate basically while you're up here. Like it seems to be a bit of a mass exodus. You also have like at the other side of the room, through like a larger window, less interestingly sort of less well fortified, more like a kind of view. Faces out like the opposite side of the building, north towards what was previously the edge of the empire, although it's been expanded like a full hex in the last the few years. So really, you're looking out over like a distance of what looks like a sort of not like immediately after, but like neither sort of decades later, sort of almost like a World War I battlefield.
Yeah.
It's very like churned up and muddy, and it's not like the mud is dry. It's not like currently wet and like actively exploded and like the smoke is settling and stuff. But like major battles and major like incremental expensive advancements were made here in the in the last few years. And like you can even from this position you can really you can actually probably make out like all the way to like the border positions and stuff. Although given your position here, you're not really sure how manned those are. It's feasible in the time they had while you guys were in Swiftwater that those positions were mostly degarrisoned to reinforce Fort Roshan, or they could still be they could still be I don't want to say like super significant, but like a a decent and threatening Dawn presence still out there on like the front line, which is some miles away.
Okay, yeah, that view definitely like gives me pause for a moment, just like looking at it.
Yeah, it's interesting in the sense that like it's I guess maybe it's not challenging an ideology. I don't think anybody's ideology feels particularly challenged, but it is interesting for a moment to see evidence of Dawn and Devils, but like working hard, bleeding, dying to to like theoretically do something that's a benefit to the actual rather than like just to oppress people, which is the vast majority of what you've ever seen them doing. It's like it is just kind of interesting like this like wow they I didn't. You don't really think of them as people who sort of like, give their lives fighting monsters, such that the world will be, more safe, defending borders, expanding borders, that sort of thing. But nevertheless,
we get a sense of what they were fighting specifically. Like, do we see those things?
No, not. You see, you see like bones of like some, some large creatures. Some of the like a giant bird. Maybe I think you guys fought a gargantuan spider out in the beyond once. It's probably like maybe the husk of one of those, but not really. Like space very like infrequently through it. It's like this an unmoved, like still remaining body of a large monster.
Yeah.
It looks like generally it was sort of cleared up afterwards.
There are no people to the north.
I mean, there are some tribes.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about you talking about the Dawn. Outside of the world, yeah. It's not civilized. There are tribes. Okay. There are.
I just assume we're fighting another country or whatever. Okay.
No. It's this like so basically the well, not that ASIC would have known this originally, but I'm sure the party would have it would have come up at some point. The sort of original law of Atlas, the country that everyone is fighting to bring back, was like 1,000 years ago. A group of adventurers in this sort of world of chaos with no real civilizations, only tribes and these like giant castles called old castles that were basically cities. 10,000 people, 20,000 people, maybe more would live in these things, but they were very reliant on their ability to trade for food and stuff. They would these human races were mostly kind of hunkering down inside their old castles. The dwarves lived in mountains, the elves lived in forests. There were no roads. There was no organized government. Nobody had any sort of affiliation to anything outside of their immediate locality or and everything. And that was a group of heroes defeated a great demon lord, founded this empire, and began establishing a civilized, an ordered world rather than a chaotic one, I suppose.
That's even more ordered.
They got so far, and their descendants got some distance further, but fundamentally, the games, most of the empire was founded in the lifetimes of those original heroes. Like in the first 100 years of that 1,000, the gains past that were very incremental. And that was ultimately, in the history of this world, what caused... Well, not what caused... There were many causes of the devils to come. But the devils wanted a dominion, sort of an exclave state in the material plane. And they did a deal with the dwarves, who themselves were unsatisfied with the level, because the dwarves were primarily lawful rather than good, which is like a kind of basically they kind of took the view that a deal with the devils, who are lawful evil, that would therefore drive more expansion, more would cause the world to become lawful and ordered at a greater rate. I mean, this is not really the terms they would have used, but I'm just kind of describing it in the broader sense of how it went down. They thought that was the that was the future. And then after the fall of Atlas and the establishment of the Dominion, relations between the dwarves and the devils fell apart pretty quickly over an issue that it was never really fully understood properly, like a diplomatic breakdown that the resistance never really totally got to the bottom of. It was they know there was a fierce argument in basically everything centered around one massive argument that was a result of a diplomatic visit to Darkazud, the dwarven capital. A diplomatic party of Dawn went. Everything just kind of fell apart there. They left, and the states went from allies to Cold War state more or less overnight.
Okay.
So that was the kind of broad history of all that. So everything that is on this map that we're looking... Oh, hang on, wait, you guys are not on the world map, are you? I need to go back to the world map real quick. So if you look at the edges of the world map, everything that is in this browner color is territory that was expanded in just the last few years since the devils took over, and so the previous borders, anything that is not anything that's a regular old green. I just marked it that way when I made this map for the second time.
Yeah. Were there any, by the way, mountain hexes that were expanded, or no?
No. So the dwarves, So yeah, that's an interesting point, because the dwarves, their logic was, we want to expand, but they obviously they've all turned into some weird substance now, but some curses affect the whole nation. But in the time they had, they didn't actually expand any outwards. But that's because as dwarves, their focus was always more underground anyway. So to them, it was about not expanding their surface holdings, but although they did care about that, and they put they had the garrison and they put some effort in, but really their primal effort was to delve deeper and more greedily, right? To sort of because dwarf society was always, and as is everyone's, right? You're built above the Darklands and everything. To them, it wasn't just the surface border that was where they needed to expand. They want to go deeper. They want to have more dwarf cities further underground and so on and so forth. So that they did, and they have. They did actually expand quite a lot that way in the initial years before whatever disaster befell their civilization did. And it just wasn't on the map, on the surface map level, but it was obvious.
So is this now a border that the resistance or whoever needs to protect? Is there an active danger from the north coming?
Yes. So there is more or less constant danger from the sort of chaotic forces. It's called the Beyond previously. It's labeled unknown territory on Infernal Material Dominion maps. There's basically a constant existential threat. In fact, before the Days of the Dawn and the Days of Atlas, there was a sort of military force of adventurers called the Forsworn, who were the defenders, and they were all. Each of them was. Many of them were direct descendants from the original founders, and within the Forsworn there were branches. That when you joined one, you basically got a buff or a blessing of some kind that related to the founder who's one of the original heroes, whose path you were sort of walking down. Okay. And they were more or less decimated they were more or less rendered ineffective by the betrayal of the dwarves, because they were so integral to the sort of the structure of it that when the devils attacked and the Forsworn were basically betrayed by a quarter of their forces turned out to be sleeper agents. It basically prevented them from mounting a properly. I mean, the war still took years to conquer, but there's really no chance from the very beginning that Atlas was ever going to mount a successful defense on the two fronts that it needed to. It was so out of the blue and surprising. So yeah, there was there was a need for a military back then, but it was purely because of exactly what you asked about, like the threat of just like monsters and like a potential attack from like raiders or whatever from beyond. So that's why that's kind of part of what I talked about previously when I talked about like, the constitution of the Dominion and how the Dawn are the internal police and the Devils are stationed on the borders, like expanding outwards. That's the mandate that the Pit Lord, who is Xavier, who's in command of the whole Dominion, has been given by his master Asmodeus. Is you can have Devils for the purposes of this expansion, but your human population, your annexed, human subjects need to be or not human, sorry, but like all the mortal races need to be self-governing. I'm not giving you like an infinite supply of Devils to sort of forever police, thousands and millions of people. That's for expansion. So that's why, the border units that you fought were like much more, demonic or devilishly empowered rather. And like out there, that border you're looking out there is probably manned by. I mean, it's probably manned by still some number of Dawn, but like you guys just aren't sure to what extent they like withdrew troops from those positions when they knew that Fort Roshan was likely to be attacked soon.
Okay, cool.
Marcus, first get ASIC invested in the setting, then explain the world.
Exactly. Well,
but
it kind of occurred to me that David never really was sort of like privy to all the stuff, but it's definitely things ASIC would have picked up by now. I mean, fuck, he's been literally hanging out in Resistance HQ for like a month or whatever. Like at some point someone would have told him what it's
He's
all
read a
about.
book or something.
What we're fighting
Nah,
for.
he'll pick it up via context clues.
Exactly.
It's a children's book, like when the Devils came.
Yeah. So like, just one last comment on that, because it's something I think is like cool, but we haven't like mentioned in a while. Is there's this down here in the very bottom right, the Infernal Roadway, which is the most like significantly acted, expanded part of basically out and beyond the gates of hell. That is like an actual physical portal that exists between the upper layer of hell and the material world, through which you can basically pass freely physically without needing like summoning magic or anything.
Like a dark portal.
Yeah, exactly, like a dark portal.
Okay.
Yeah, like exists out there, and it's which is where the Devil's original attack came from. And like if like a proper like well-established link with like forts and roads and like supplies and stuff is established all the way all the way out there, it significantly improves the ability for the actual force. Basically, it's effectively no longer a sort of weird exclave and becomes more like a sort of actual connected part of the kingdom or the empire of hell or whatever you want to call it. And this also the progress of this is not like necessarily accurate to where we are in the campaign right now. The Devils don't like sort of broadcast and tell everyone exactly where it is. It's just known that it's under construction.
Shucks.
Why isn't it like they've been in charge for a while though? Why isn't it like what's stopping them from building it? Is it
just like the presence of like
the
every mile of expansion on the border is effectively a campaign of like planning of, because it's even if there's not like constantly a horde of monsters coming, you need to like move forwards, construct new like fortifications, establish a position that can be harassed or like bad things can happen at all times. It's a real like labor of blood, sweat, and tears to push to expand the sort of border and maintain a defender position that like people could like live in and have farms in and like be relatively sort of safe in.
Not to mention, somewhere out there is a accidentally freed lesser death that's just roaming out there murdering things.
He must be so high level now when he slates.
Yeah, you guys were absolutely. There was a point. I think it was just when we fought that Kraken.
Oh yeah.
Before the Kraken, I think I was going to do a lesser death rematch after that.
Oh,
you guys
God.
Go past the spooky.
We would have lost, man. That thing's
We would have lost because
It's
the
so
PTSD.
It was going to be like an 80 experience encounter. It was going to be moderate. I was going to have to give it.
It would have fucked it up.
It seems so
I was giving it like I had to give it like a room that was like itself an encounter hazard to increase it like a meaningful. It can like drop rocks and stuff. It was going to be kind
Oh, was that
the first part was really
Was that the place where
Wait.
we had the radiation?
That's right, you guys
Yeah.
explored around. Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't trigger the last death, man.
Correct.
Let's go back and trigger the last death.
Right.
Now even higher.
Thank you.
It's like a
I
little
don't know
epilogue.
exactly where, but subsequent to that, I was planning an encounter with multiple lesser deaths.
Crazy guy.
Like that would have been quite interesting.
Can't help
I
but
think
traumatize us.
for
This
its
guy.
CR, is the
I
single
think
most difficult creature.
It's so dangerous for TR. It's like, especially if you play it like you want to kill casters, every caster dies. Because it's got
Yeah,
like
just
that
like
feature,
teleports
right?
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, within 60 feet, it's just like,
It's like you play
surprise,
like, when you
motherfucker.
attacks Leon and he's a tank.
And then it disrupts like everything. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
move? Oops. I can jump over and attack you. Now you can't move. Oops.
Yeah.
You want to cast a spell? You want to do a
Crazy.
ranged attack? Oop. It just teleports in front of you and just murders you.
It was a fun boss.
It was brutal.
It was pretty squishy. I don't think we hit it much because of the AC to hit difference, but like I
We
think
also
when we got a hit,
disadvantaged
it was
what
pretty
we rolled.
squishy.
Yep,
That's true.
because of the misfortune
Yeah.
aura around it as well.
Only like 12
That's why
feet or
it's like
something.
it's things that stack up on top of it for that one creature. Oof,
Put a greater death against us.
Jesus, yeah. Greater Death is like what, CR 21?
Yeah, that'd be a 128 experience encounter.
There's no way Peter logically you fit it in, Chris.
Wait,
Come on now.
Why does anyone else hate the new search?
how would, like, when you search
Gotta get
something,
used
like,
to
doesn't-
it.
It just always brings up the ancestry. Here's dwarf, and I'm like, what the fuck do I care? Why? Like I
So you
searched
gotta
for a
actually
specific
click on
thing.
it. You can't just like press enter for some reason because then you just get to the main, like the general search thing. It seems like
Christ,
gotta like click
that's
on the.
stupid.
Anyway, yeah, when we look out the window, we're reminded of all this past. We're like, oh man, it all comes flooding back. Good times.
They're not our characters.
There's the moment of Wrath of the Righteous where you like click on a thing and you make a check and you like you get a bit of experience and a paragraph of text pops up telling you about what you're
Yeah,
seeing.
exactly. And you can just
Contextualising
click through it
your
really
world a
quickly,
little
and you're like,
Yeah, back to
What's the
combat.
lore again?
The clocks are ticking, okay? Like,
yeah. Oh no, I guess the Latin music.
how
much time passed?
That's fucking true. That's fucking true.
How much time
Well,
passed
everything gets
between
started right.
the end of the last
Drop.
campaign and this one again?
Sorry?
How much time passed between the end of the last campaign and this one again? Like after we did the time travel.
Let me go look at my timeline.
It's been like 8 years since 9 years now, I guess, since that was invaded. Right?
It was Hell Invasion began in 1033. Atlas fell in 1036. Incidentally, the same year Asic was born.
Oh, that's
How old are you?
11.
there you go.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah,
Just a
present
little
was
guy.
1047. So it was 11 years.
when did?
Breakdown of
but
relations with Grey
we
Rock was
came back
1047.
after the 10-year time travel in 1037. When was it?
The previous party entered Hell in 1020 and exited Hell in 1032.
Okay, just before. Okay, yeah.
Then the confrontation with the Lesser Death was in 1032. The Hell invasion began in 1033. Atlas fell 1036.
We didn't stop that, huh? Landry and Saji. We just stopped the Hell invasion.
Right.
We tried! That's all I remember.
Saji are only survivors.
Could have just
Yep.
stopped the Hell
That says
invasion.
in my notes.
Just do it,
Yeah.
lol.
Yeah.
Forehead.
Spandling honey.
Man,
honey,
Flaky
yeah.
just died. It's like, my notes are 1019, party meets Euclid long years. 1020, Flaky dies for the first time. 1020, party enters Hell and Flaky dies for the second time.
It's true death.
Yeah, he
Like
had a rough life.
he's literally tortured in hell forever now. Death.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have like a version of this for you guys. There's like there's a lot of things on here I need to weed out across the timeline.
You like
Yeah, this
this one is yeah.
This was very spoilerific.
What was it that Flaky killed Flaky the second time?
It was like the
officially?
big fire elemental.
Oh yeah, it's like that massive room with all the different types of elementals at the endpoints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were
Was
different.
it
They're
the
like
lightning or the
automatic
fire
damage
one?
or
that
something?
killed
It
you?
was fire. It was fire.
Okay. God, that was rough.
That was
Fire elemental maze. Yeah, not my kindest map.
you bastard. Alright.
I mean, I guess, okay, I'll be looking at the window and I'll say, like, that must be a weird sight, two monsters killing each other.
Pretty nice. Probably they done it a bit better.
Right. Yo,
Could've just
bro, look,
taken
you,
roll up.
maybe, we'll finish it. But bro, you're telling me that your mother used to travel those paths?
Yeah.
I knew I was right not to mess with her.
What can I say? She's a survivalist. She knows her
Runs
way
in the
around out there.
family.
Leak all that.
Alright, enough reminiscing about
Yeah, well now.
things.
Yeah, we need to get into the
So we're following Leon's lead. Leon's trying to sense. So
I'm using my
Leon, can you give me?
my good.
Oh, I
can't
linked this
find your way
earlier.
through the building.
My arcane sense. I don't know if this would come into it, but it's like the general like sense magic.
I think this would mean as an exploration action you could do this, but it's like you can able to cast a
Sure.
counter.
Yeah, you can like in exploration mode you can just basically be like with you concentrate you can be like waving your hand around and take magic. So yeah, you definitely sense like a general aura or like a general level, but it's not strong enough that you can it's like your spell is like illumination, like you've got a torch or whatever. It's illumination like fog in the air. There's definitely like a high level of like whatever Leon's sensing is real. It's probably not even something you would be able to detect if your
That's
Arcana,
crazy, I
like, through the
promise.
spell. If your Arcana wasn't that good, but there's definitely some level of background
Magical
magic,
radiation.
Yeah, something is happening.
All the magic particles in here. I guess what exploration action did I actually do? I don't know.
I think I just want to fly down the stairs, shield out, like shield in front of me.
Thought throw.
It's
So,
like
yeah, give
now
me,
it's the CAB, the Cosmic Arcane Background.
Yeah, exactly.
It's constantly.
Give me a survival check, Leon, to like find your way through the basement.
Okay.
Society, you know how to follow signs.
Well, but what I'm fundamentally trying to judge here is like how long do you
trained.
struggle for before Beck starts knocking down walls.
Oh, should he? I thought I was the guy waiting for him to struggle.
Okay, you just want to go straight. So as soon as Leon's like, okay, I feel it kind of that way, so let's try it, and you're just like,
Leroy
If there's a
Jenkins.
small wall in the way, then yeah, like if it's in the
I
way,
mean, it's,
then
yeah, I mean, you're not
Just go
necessarily
straight
judging
down.
what's structural, but these are like standard, like I mean, they're just like
there's one
standard
surefire
unit
way
thick
to
stone,
judge.
1 unit thick stone walls. Like you can get
Exactly.
through. At this point, you can get through them with like a handful of attack rolls and a decent athletics check, like kick the rest out of the way.
Yeah.
You don't have the shifting rune on anymore,
No,
right?
I did this. I figured this because
Yeah.
I looked up like the hardness of like a stone wall of like that thickness and stuff, and the AC out of curiosity, and obviously they're crit immune. But yeah, like the amount of damage you do past their hardness, you would just like, and not even just necessarily Beck, although Beck would be the best for it by my calculations.
But I guess I'm also doing like force open as well. I was checking if they could.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah. I think it's like a few. In my mind, it's like a few attack rolls like makes the force open low enough that you basically get it to kind of like.
Yeah.
You get it to the point where the wall is broken but not destroyed, and then you use a force open to, athletics to like just knock the whole thing, the whole section that you've weakened down. So we can very easily gather some tokens. Are you guys all together on this map? Oh, you are. That's it.
Been on the map, so you can see.
The last map, the forward road.
We're on that map.
I think we were.
I can't remember.
You guys
We were
aren't
pretty-
now.
some
Yeah,
of
you
us
are-
were.
You are close.
We were nice.
So back, Leon,
It's me.
your flying has probably run out, as well as Claudia's, and you're not.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
on
remove
the
my
either.
great.
Well, my flying
yeah.
is indefinite, but Claudius is
I
still
can remove
so-
those for a second.
Oh, of course, yeah, you got the fucking ridiculous
Flying.
armor. I don't know why I gave you that.
Whatever. Definitely.
And yeah, okay, so let's position. Oh, maybe moves on you. And
But
Moonsong
Claudius
is
actually
slightly
passed from the
ahead of Beck in
ground and flying.
What? Ahead of Moonsaw got ahead of me, and I grabbed
No,
him.
just
to the
the
back.
way, just the way I paced.
What do you mean? Get out
I
of
was
here!
positioning everyone realistically, and I was like, oh,
I
wouldn't be able to.
don't.
Oh,
no
no
way
way
I'm
I'm
ahead.
you, Moonsaw. Get behind me. I don't
So,
want
I mean,
to
okay,
Who
so
wants to frontline tank this encounter?
to build the image. You guys like are actually kind of making like some pace through. Like Leon's like, okay, I feel like we're getting close, and like so Ian or Beck, you bust, 1,
Ian does
2,
it.
kick your way down, like a 15 feet of wall collapses. You find yourselves in a hallway, and Leon, at this point, you sense that it's literally just through the next wall. You can probably
give it,
like,
like, a
figure out a way
quick
around,
pause.
but Beck just like goes straight for it. Oh no, yeah, Beck's
Quick
about to go
pause.
straight for it.
Wait.
Okay, I feel it's real close. It's right there. Anything we want to prepare? We're a team after all.
How big's this corridor?
20 feet wide and 15 feet high.
Oh, just high enough. I like thinking about saying
Yeah.
like, well, it won't make getting through the wall a bit easier as well. And I'll like cast my like backup enlarge. This one is like 4th level, so it only works for myself.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're huge now.
Nah, that
And I
looks like
do
nothing.
my-
Alright, now super quick. What are you ready?
Yeah, I do my last extended spell of the day that I can to do Greater Indus again.
Dudes, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
Marker.
I can't do
Anyone
boots of
else?
speed because I already did that. I'll activate my bracelets of dashing though,
Okay.
just in case. Anything else? Not yet.
Kind of look to make sure everyone's chill, and then I'll just kind of like, basically just like try to just basically
Yeah,
just
at
show
this
the
point you
charge
can
at
just
the wall.
exactly. At this point you're just sort of like, ooh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
you
Yeah.
bust
Oh, no.
through.
Oh, sorry, Robin.
Oh, hey, it's the tentacle porn.
Oh yeah, I remember those guys.
Jacko, of course, Jacko
Bust
members.
through into
Yeah,
a
it's a
chamber
highlight of the
where
campaign.
a trio of spellcaster devils are clearly up to something.
Started making trouble in the
Although
neighborhood.
the anybody in the party trained in religion at this point, because you guys have interacted with enough devils,
Oh, yeah,
summoning devils, and like can tell from the magic here that this is not like there's some kind of ritual going on here, but it's not the standard like devil summon that you guys have seen in the past. They're doing something different.
Oh.
That ain't good.
Are you really summoning a Grim Reaper?
That ain't
If we're
good.
really good at religion, guys, we're trying to figure out what they're doing.
Because I swear.
Are you being a good religion, Jacko?
No, because we're rolling in
No,
initiative
if-
at this
yeah,
point. You can do
yeah.
it with recall knowledge in the fight,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
but no, not for free immediately.
Ain't nobody.
You can just like in it, just glancing, you can see that like the markings are not the same. Just the general feel of the energy is not the same. They don't even necessarily look as proficient as at what they're doing. Like maybe it's not even necessarily like a
This is like
an expert,
definitely.
using a trained skill instead of an expert or master or
This
something.
is definitely like this thing like Leon was sensing. Right? I don't do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, as
Okay.
soon as that happens, you can like what you've been sensing is devilish magic. It's just and it's still devilish magic. It's just not specifically the same, like summon a devil magic that you see before. Although it does look like they're summoning something.
Can I roll initiative for
as
religion?
I describe it as like you feel like
sorry.
me. Okay, no, I think I'll give you this. I think I'll give you this much. I think the people who this would be like clear to are probably Leon and Moonsong, and Bromok. I don't think you'd get it quite as clearly. I think you would just kind of sense that there's something strange going on here.
Yeah.
I think Leon and Moonsong, you would tell that like these are using, they're not using their like religion check to do whatever they're doing. They're probably using like occultism or some other like less like form of magic in which they're proficient, but like less like specifically well versed. Like maybe they're trained rather than expert or master. Saying.
Can I roll initiative with athletics for like breaking down
Yes,
the wall?
they roll initiative with athletics for kicking down.
But look at my religion check, Chris. I know all about this. I get such a good sense. I'm like the most religious boy.
That's pretty good. It's true.
Very pious.
Oh baby, but also
Back.
with athletic voice.
Oh my god.
Oh, as part of rolling the initiative, wait, I can do a battle cry, right?
Yeah, as part of my initiative, I also summon my armor and weapon. And this is like a big scary evil. I'll
I
activate
love the
both.
idea that you summon your armor and weapon after busting through the wall.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want to get dirt on it, my friend. It's got to be a nice shiny sword.
I love it.
I'll activate both my essence powers.
Yeah.
Something tells me it's a bad idea to jump onto like the giant circle, but it's such a good space for like attacks. So maybe it's worth it. It's just like, whoop! I fit so beautifully inside it. Well,
Yeah, roll
Leon,
with
that
that, right?
second
It's a trap.
initiative is for Kitty Cat, right?
Nah. If only, man. It's forgetting on the
Oh, that's right. It
terminal.
just runs on your own. And technically, shouldn't Claudia be large?
Oh yeah, she should. I turned it from
Oh,
huge
yeah.
to medium by accident instead of to large.
Yeah, no, that's old school.
Also, what is like up and down on this map, like this hallway? Does it just end abruptly like this, or is it...
there's double doors at either end.
Oh, God.
And there's also a door here. I put a door here. But if you try and use any of those doors, there's no map, so
yeah,
don't.
real fake doors.
Okay. No, I'm
like
more
a
worried
wall
of like,
behind them.
okay, I am the back line that could suddenly become a front line if there's doors everywhere.
Yeah,
Enemies
no,
can't come
yeah.
through those doors. But
I mean, like even and I don't want to say like exactly in this hallway because it's tokens we worry about like what they might exactly be doing in the. But like as you've been progressing through the basement, you are still consistently like coming across
Yeah.
like small 1 to 3 groups of Dawn or whatever.
Sure,
like
sure.
it's clear that you are potentially exposed to a flank from either side. You're just not particularly concerned of like the threat level of anything that isn't immediately inside this room that Leon's been sensing around. Whether whether or not that's like, I say you aren't concerned. Like you haven't been given anything that would necessarily concern you. So if you are concerned, it's more like just your kind of innate paranoia and gut feeling, which is a very fair thing to have. But yeah, like you're in character, you're quite sort of confident that like there are things around, and you've been killing all of them very easily in these halls. Like what's beyond those doors is not immediately of like huge trouble to you. And Beck, look at that, you go so.
Yeah, it's, just like
Wait,
going
sorry.
in there, like,
Was this 37 enough to intimidate?
Was a 37 enough to intimidate? It's just a 37. It's not going any more on that.
Nope.
Nah, you're one off, I'm afraid.
What?
All right.
I mean, I'm so scary, man. I'm aiming.
Come on, Chris. Why did you fudge that? Come on.
How do you know he did, Jack?
Shit.
I mean,
It's all a lie.
you joke, but like that is probably you are one off. They have 28 plus 28 will and plus 1 save us magical. That isn't magic. But like I think that's a clear example of like a situation where I have in the would in the past have been tempted to just to like when someone rolls one off on like something like that at the start of combat to like not. I probably wouldn't do it now. But it's the sort of thing that I'd be much more likely to do if like you just got the class feature and it was like the second encounter of you using it.
You remember to do it.
You'd like on the first one, and it's like it's like man, I want you to like a reward a moment, and it was only a one-off anyway, just to contextualize it.
Man, that's when it's a plus 1 circumstance bonus.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I call it. Plus 1 circumstance bonus. Plus 7 circumstance. No.
Anyway, yeah. So I like burst down, immediately, like almost simultaneously as I summon my weapon, almost as the dust flies down from my face. I immediately see this scene in front of me and enter in like a rage. I mean I'm like still training religion. I see there's this ain't good, so I'll go for the aggressive rage. Let's try to stop this as soon as possible. And yeah, so that's my temp HP. And yeah, I also have the quickened for an tackle, right? From one more close.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you know what? No, wait, do I want to start off with that? I mean, I have 2 more actions and.
Don't stand in the circle and do a whirlwind attack.
Dude, I don't have enough actions to that's 3 actions.
I know.
But
Wait, do we have hero points again? We do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
No.
What's it doesn't really look. I mean, Bex, I am trained in fucking religion. I'm like a fucking legendary in nature.
Yeah.
Like I know a bit about magic. Do I think standing here is a bad idea?
You think that potentially yes, not necessarily immediately, but if it activates while you're standing in there. Okay, so yeah, I'll break it down to 2 points. Firstly, you think that there is a chance now that there is some kind of negative effect to standing in it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not 100% sure, but not like a catastrophic one. Maybe some like not negative damage, some evil damage or something. Like a condition might be applied based on a save or whatever. It might be a bit of general nastiness.
Yeah.
You think that like if whatever magic is going on here comes to completion while you're in there, then the results could be a lot less predictable.
You think it could? Do I think it could hurt their ability to finish ritual? Me being in there, like, could it disrupt it?
That's like a recall knowledge.
I think like that would like require recall knowledge to the action as a recall knowledge. So, just get the general sense is what you've got, but yeah.
Okay. Back, there's a guy in front of me who's within hitting distance, and I can hit them. So you know what? I'll just choose to hit them. I will. Let's start with the free one from Bromok. Yeah.
Oh man, I never set these tokens up properly. Should have got the ones from the other map. But that is a hit.
Okay, not too bad,
Give me a second.
Let's just hit this guy 3 times. I'm sure it'll be fine.
4 times.
No, I mean I rage for one. Then I'll use exacting strike on my second. So if I miss, it doesn't count towards my attack penalty.
Okay.
And go in again. Ooh, baby.
That is a crit.
Oh, baby.
I'm just doing the HP.
Oh, baby. I love it when it's just.
Wow.
An easy. Just here's 100.
I'm sure they'll have like weird resistances and stuff that I'm gonna have to consider here. Okay, so the first attack you did was Any particular material quality to your weapon?
Yes, right?
Silver, right?
We made them all silver, right? We said
Yeah,
we made
that's
them all
silver.
silver.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So no resistance there to the physical.
I should add that to the sheet of notes on the weapon.
Yeah, no resistance to the physical.
Great. I'm just gonna put it
Does,
if I get silver.
sadly, oh wait, no, good acid cold. Man, no fire damage. Oh, so smart. And the weakness is 10 to the good, so it's overall damage plus 10.
Wow.
So first one does 45 plus, so 55, 57, 61. And the crit does 100 plus twice 7 is 114, 124.
Oh, okay. Well, then I can't. I mean, I have to take the third attack. I can't go into a lunging stance. That'd be crazy. I'll take the third attack. And I'll pick it.
Ooh. And that is another hit.
Oh,
For
baby.
significant damage. Yeah, you slice down this relatively weak, well, relative to you, devilish spellcaster. And yeah, murder it in 3 easy hits.
Right then.
Say
Tentacles fly everywhere.
Stop him!
Yeah, that's my turn. Need combat music, by the way. Chris.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
Well, this is just the intro.
Oh, well, he can change it to a different combat music in a second.
a little.
I'm trying to remember. Do these count as Dawn or no?
No. No,
Okay.
these devils do not count as Dawn, but the purpose of things are specifically interact with Dawn.
Yeah, because I have the free hunt prey action when I start combat.
Yeah. Yes. No. Not.
They're my favorite enemy.
In this case, yeah. Whoa, is this playing twice?
No,
I only
Not
hear
for me.
once.
Oh, I definitely gotta refresh my rolls. Very.
Maybe you have to browsers open? I don't know.
Wait a second.
I've done that before.
How long's the duration of the spell you cast for me, Moonsoft? I just remembered. Of course you cast one.
Oh, you had a foresight or something?
Yeah. 1 hour. Okay, so that's fully still up, right?
Yeah, what does this do?
Oh, this was still.
Creature is danger. Target rolls twice and okay, cool. Yeah.
But
Technically, my initiative should be 2 higher, so for like, in subsequent turns, if the other guy rolls in at 52.
Okay. There's a chance that becomes relevant.
Man, imagine if it does that 56. Man, the not
Can't do
being
flanks.
flanked is actually really nice. That's
Oh, yeah.
read that first time.
Flank seems good.
This one casts a spell towards Beck and cries out. Does anyone? Do you guys speak Infernal? Some of the party speak Infernal.
What? That's illegal. Can't do
Yeah,
that.
man.
I don't...
Wait, what?
I speak so many things. Man.
Speak thy enemy.
Oh yeah, I speak.
Surely, yeah, you must have
Okay.
studied on the language.
Where
again.
on the character sheet are languages? I fucking can't remember.
First page.
Bottom
bottom
right. Yeah.
Oh, I said good. I speak Infernal. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so those who speak
Traitors.
Infernal understand this one. Call out to its partner. It says, "Complete the ritual. Do whatever is necessary." And cast a spell towards you, Beck, which requires a will save and is not a fear effect.
Please crit succeed this, by the way.
What's your favorite kind of
Please.
will save, not a fear effect?
Don't save not a fear effect, Monka. You don't want to use your Tom. Does Tom has a reactions out of interest if he wanted to use this ability?
That's his reaction if you would like.
Yeah, sure.
Nice. I
What's most?
get a roll twice. That's pretty hoggerino.
Fortune.
That's a good start.
Okay. Good.
Similar start.
Excellent. Solidified that it's a 40 dead on.
You succeed. You are not overcome by any kind of desire to do this creature's bidding.
Nice.
However,
Oh.
no, actually, because it has the incapacitation trait, you would have a critical success, not a success. So you're not even stunned.
Let's fucking go. Get out of my head.
And with that, it's like, do I have a range strike? No, I have a reach-ish strike. It's using its last action to perform like basically a spell component related to the ritual that it's been performing, rather than like a specific spell that it's like currently casting right now. It continues the ritual with like an action in some form. Bromok.
Okay. I will first action hunt prey, both of them.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if there's a better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And technically, it's the same, right? Regardless. Like whether I'm in this square that I'm pointing towards, where it technically doesn't touch Beck's token, but goes through his squares, is the same, right? For cover.
Yeah. I mean, I will. There would be no.
But if your two sides, if it goes through my squares, actually standard cover feels so big.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say because of like it's. I mean, by rules as written, yes, but it's such a marginal clipping. If you're like three blocks here, then I'm gonna say
Nice.
that's from this position.
Nice.
You find the gap to the side. Oh yeah, one other thing I didn't mention immediately when I put it on this map that I forgot. These squares here, so these
Difficult
six.
terrain.
Yeah, and except to not to you at your size back, and not to anyone who's large either, but anyone who's medium has difficult terrain in these rubble squares.
Okay.
Why are those relevant?
So standard cover from there to be lesser cover from the one I pointed at, right? You said
This would
the -1 versus -2.
No, I think this no cover. This,
Does it
go
oh,
through
sorry, yes,
classic?
classic. Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, I think he's just small.
Still, yeah.
But yeah, that's fair. Okay. So, yeah, I'll just shoot from there then. I'm actually going to do it slightly backwards, and I'm going to start with my. Where are they? I think it'll be the little guy at the bottom.
Haste action you didn't use, or am I?
No, I hit the guy 3 I rage for my extra.
Oh, you rage, yeah.
That's...
Silly mistake, Wes. How could you forget?
Wait,
See
do
my
I still
angry
have
face?
First strike?
Obviously.
I don't. That's one of this on my character sheet still. God, where's the? I have too many abilities on my damn character sheet. Seeker arrows. I
I
guess
thought you shoot the bow.
Yeah. So basically, it's single action, normal attack roll, but it ignores cover. Flies around
That's such a
corners,
cool
ignore the
ability.
concealed condition, and all cover. Yeah. So, I'll do one of those. I guess is all I can do actually. So here's that. Ooh. Thinking I might re-roll because I remember them having decent AC, not great AC.
You've seen hits on lower than that from next time.
Oh, we have? Okay, sure.
I thought 37 hit on next time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 39.
So 39 is a hit, yep.
And it is a silvered arrow.
And it is a silvered arrow, fantastic.
Yep.
Fired is not a cut.
That makes sense.
Just take straight up cool down.
Okay. And then I'll do a hunted shot, so they will be the standard cover that Beck provides them.
Okay. Even with standard cover, that is still a hit.
36. Okay.
22.
Nice.
And then the second of the hunted shot.
Also a hit.
And then the quickened one. Ooh, that's gonna be a miss.
That is going to be a miss, yeah. They're weak compared to you, but they are not that weak.
Okay.
Moonsong.
1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I get 4 silvered arrows off my character sheet.
20-foot burst hits both, right?
Yes, they're within 30 feet.
Oh, shizzle.
Don't ask how I know that.
Well, you put them on the map, it only makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast an 8th level Fine Wrath. Good damage on them.
So, this seems to be such a good feature for a charisma-based character. I'm just going to show you this feature these guys have.
And what?
Just basically bullshit. Just basically
What
bullshit
any
procession
skill?
deception.
That's funny.
It's just
Oh,
like,
that's good. That's fucking great.
That's really cool.
Deception all day.
That's so
Yeah, I
fun.
can just do
Get
that.
actual success. It's like love that.
I love that though. You're just like
love
you're trying
that.
to grapple somebody with athletics, and you do the full deception. You're like, oh man, I really grappled you, and the guy gives up. You got me.
It's
Like,
like he just moves like a pro wrestler, and they're like, "Oh shit, he knows what he's doing."
oh my god, I
You just pick them up and body slam them. Like, that's too good.
can't. That's crazy.
Alright, so you're blasting these in a burst, hey, Moonsong.
My wrath, good damage, bam.
Ooh, okay. We're looking at +1 on their saves versus magic, but it's not great for either of them. So we got a fail and a critical success, I'm afraid.
Nice.
What? You just said on the make it, you can't
Yeah,
see
you
it.
just get a nat 20. What do you want me to do?
You have to roll the
Easy.
stats first, and then
And make him re-roll it with a hero point.
So sadly, the one
That's
down
actually
here
true. We could make
Moonsong?
make them reroll a crit success. You know what? I'll use one of my
just
hero
down here.
points. Moonsong's covering me with the thing. I'll cover her a little bit with my hero points.
Okay, rerolls into a fail.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
well, you.
You'll have to see it.
So
Yes.
this is 42 good damage, right?
Yeah.
So both take 52. Is there any negative on a fail?
It's
Second one.
both second one.
52.
No.
52.
One action. Moving in. Wanna. You know what? Where's this? There you go. Sure.
Hey.
Hey, it's like the thing, the meme crystal. Everyone's like, yes, good. It's Firecard as it should be.
That's it. That's what the.
Little yellow dot.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you use your quick end?
Oh, it's going to be like a weapon strike, right?
Yeah.
To move. Okay. Are you okay? He's
You can't move. No, you
Well,
can't.
it's only a quick end attack.
Yeah, because it's from the haste.
You can
roll.
just
You think
you can
Moonsong's
punch
going-
Leon a little. You can punch
Can't
Leon a
even
little.
meme attack then.
Hit Leon.
Okay. This one, second both, pretty low, uses all 3 actions
You
to cast a
fucking
spell
Oh.
that causes both itself and basically the life essence of both itself and the other one starts being like rapidly drained in like a stream of red energy into the portal before that. Like they're basically neither of them are going to be alive past 0 initiative.
Oh.
What the?
No,
what
stop
the?
it!
Oh, what is this? I'm like, running over.
I was like throwing my spears. and
You have time. You go in.
Yeah, 2 people have got time to do anything before they're both fully drained.
So, by the way, just from the description, doesn't sound like this is the case, but like I'm not in the area of the spell, right?
Of what spells? Of what they just cast?
Yeah, what they just did.
No, yeah, like it's the
Yeah,
pair of them
it's
having
like-
their life
yeah,
essence
yeah,
drained
exactly,
into the,
okay.
yeah, it's just like
Just
they cast a
think-
spell and that's the only effect is like
Yeah.
a stream of like red energy begins and they like begin shriveling up and like lose, their soul is basically being sucked away.
Gotcha. Sucks to be
That's
them.
my job.
Okay. Does this cover through back? Does this clip his?
Oh, barely clips
Yeah.
it. It's the board of my token.
Right.
Yeah,
He's just like
a little
Beck is
bit.
just kind of like the hole at the moment. He used his body to make it and now he's standing in it.
Hey,
and
it's like
just-
the TV show Hole in the
this
Wall.
besides his
like,
body,
yeah, I'm doing the pose.
Beck-shaped hole,
Yeah.
like
I can't do enough that. Like it's impossible.
Well, Leon's also going.
Yeah, but everything is persistent or doesn't work on devils.
Maybe you
That's
healed
fair.
them.
Maybe I healed them. Yeah.
No way.
Can I
that,
just?
that maybe makes
Can
it
I
more
recall
trouble.
knowledge
that
what we're
work?
doing?
you heal them and like even more essence starts flowing.
Yeah.
Can I just recall knowledge to see what they're doing?
Yes, you may.
With?
With okay, with religion or
Nope.
occultism.
Okay.
Yeah, with one of those 2. I don't think Arcana is quite
Crafting.
right here.
Well, crafting.
Oh no.
Like crafting a ritual.
They're crafty individuals.
They're building a golem. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Nice.
You better tell my village what it isn't. 'Cause
Yeah, like it's enough to know that they're clearly sacrificing their life energy to rapidly accelerate the end of the like a ritual. You're able to tell that it is definitely a ritual of summoning, if that wasn't already obvious. But beyond that you aren't really able to be sure. Yeah. Except for the fact to know that they are casting with occultism and not religion, and therefore it's unlikely that what they are summoning is a devil.
Sure.
Or any number of devils.
Oh, interesting.
For the Hail Mary, are they weak to anything?
Only the good damage that your party
Good
members have
damage,
demonstrated so far. You know they're immune to fire.
Immune to fire.
Is it weak?
Guaranteed immune to poison.
No,
No?
you have no expectation.
Aren't all
that
devils?
these would be immune to it.
No,
maybe-
devils are. Undead are. but
Aren't-
devils are.
Undead.
Undead, typically, yeah.
Let's see.
Like elementals and stuff, I think, but no, not devils. Anything that has any kind of like organic metabolism, kind of not really, no matter really how strange, is likely to be. You know, there'll be exceptions, but like, yeah,
Makes sense.
like even if they bleed purple blood, they're still poisoned by the same things biologically somehow.
Yeah, I'll double throw piercing grenade, one on each of them. Let's start from south. It's with Beck's cover.
Okay.
One.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Since we did discuss their weaknesses, you would also know they would be resistant to physical damage if it isn't silvered.
Oh.
So maybe
okay.
you consider like throwing something else. You know, we'll keep the attack.
Maybe I
off, but
catch
I'll
it.
let you-
Okay.
I'll let you like just,
Grab that out, yeah, for
we
another.
discussed their weaknesses, but
It's just
like,
a
I mentioned
feint,
that one
so-
earlier, but not specifically this time. So it's fair that you didn't consider it
Sure.
for another thing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, it's
You
keeping
do
the
new
37.
rolls.
I know, yeah, sure. I just click another thing.
Oh man, wow, I fucking trolled you, huh? Like, 'cause I said,
Maybe,
keep-
you know.
I didn't think about it, so I was like keeping the 37, and then made you throw another thing and it's a miss. Oh, it's second, right? Second is AC.
It's a miss, but it's higher.
It's second AC.
I
you
no,
got-
I get
it's got cover from
the
you.
courage though.
Oh yeah, inspire courage. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, okay. Something makes it a hit.
Oh, is that, yeah, because he.
Because 35 with Vex cover would be a miss. So they're 36 AC. But second and then +1 from inspire.
Don't you have
courage,
something
yeah,
that like
yeah,
ignores cover as well? I thought you did.
Yeah, don't you have like goals? For
I lower it by 1. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
this would only be.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then,
Oh.
yeah, all sorts of things make this a hit.
Yeah,
Such
okay.
almost a
Easy.
crit, you know.
It went from being a miss to comfortable hit.
So 36, sorry, not 36, 26 poison, and also 12 persistent poison.
Yeah,
Finally,
it
that's
doesn't matter.
I love persistent.
If we're gonna poison, come because the 12 persistent should go to the thing they're summoning. But the life force is being used to accelerate the ritual.
And
It's genius.
it's the second one, the other one, because why not?
I just don't understand it mechanically.
How it works?
Yeah.
Well, you have to think.
hits.
You have to think about things
Uh,
alchemically. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Not chemically. The opposite. That's the opposite of chemical. Alchemical, right?
Yeah. It's a law of equivalent exchange. If you're giving it poisoned goods, it's going to receive poison back.
And with my free action, I'll gesture at Leon as an attack that, I'm sorry I couldn't do more. Up to you, buddy.
You're doing bloody, buddy.
Attacked by this gesture. There was a -10 as well.
Oh,
Yeah, true.
Crit fail. Wait, do I have a parry? No, okay. With my bounding, striding, I got perfect movement to run here. I don't have an aura right now, by the way.
Mystical train here in the bubble.
You can fly though.
Oh, he's
And actually,
flying.
I was honestly going to ask, like, now that you can just kind of passively fly Leon, and it's just at your normal movement speed, right? So it's kind of like the same.
No, it's only 35. I
It's only
believe.
okay. I didn't.
So in that case, yeah, if I could no, I'm not
Can
quite
you
get there.
mix flight and walking speeds?
Well, not in the same action.
25 or whichever is slower. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh no, so it's
Well,
not
but it's
35.
soaring, so it's +10.
Oh yeah,
so-
yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, of course. I
You-
did.
yeah.
I knew what that
Which would mean I
Yeah,
end
yeah,
up here. I mean, there's also rubble on this side, I'm imagining.
Yes, there's not. Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, there's no
easily
no
enough
clear path.
direct
Okay.
routes. You have to, like, stand
In
on one
that
square rubble at some
case, I
You
gotta
don't have
use
to-
2 actions.
You don't have the boots ever, can you? That's someone else.
No, that's
Okay.
Bromok.
Yeah.
So yes, I will. I guess use 2 actions to go up here. And then I have 2 actions left. try to go for a strike, see how I go.
You got it, Leon. You got it.
You got it.
I don't think I got it, isn't that 3?
But that's not factoring in your Inspire Courage, right?
It's true.
Now, does Sickened actually reduce AC, or did I make
Yes.
that up? Yes, it does? Okay, in that case, it's a hit.
Oh, baby. The second verse.
I need to add 1 on this as well, right? Oh, I should need to add 1 on David's damage as well. Huh?
2 actually, please. We do hit both, but
Yeah, I hit it. Okay, and now this one takes your weapon silver like everyone else's.
Yeah.
Why is your damage?
and there's extra, and there's the base damage as well. Like, you know, from these
That's true, that's true. Plus 2.
Oh, and that should be for me as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
actually.
that's
my
fine.
hits.
Okay, so on Acid.
And Inspire Courage damage.
Oh yeah,
And,
Acid also gets the range damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Josh, you
Throw
hit
them
4
so angry.
times, I think. So 8.
3 times.
Oh, that's right. You did miss once, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you've got to be fair on all of these. Right, and then Jacko's damage is 25. Fire is ignored. The good is amplified to 11, so 36. Then good to fiends, 37. Positive damage, no. Fire damage, no. Right, 37.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be close. I'm gonna give it another shot. I think Claudia doesn't have what it takes, so I'm gonna.
That's a mean way to phrase it.
right now, in this specific situation. Second attack, come on. That doesn't hit, right? Even as Inspire Courage, so I would
Fire Courage
reroll.
is second. I think you need
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna reroll.
Oh, baby.
But your spear doesn't make them flat-footed or something, or like.
Not only if I crit.
Only on a crit, yeah. With that,
Let's take the
we
first
have-
damage roll though. Actually, is it the first damage roll, but you use the hero point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the first damage roll. It's like I used Attic's first attack roll earlier. So that is 3, 6. Good. That is enough. That I have enough enough to kill this one and interrupt the drain of life force, so it does continue from the other one. The spell is not like fully disrupted.
Okay, Claudia running
Any
over there.
pounds?
But that's
Claudia!
that's my turn.
Okay. At 0 initiative, so before Beck's turn, this one has the last of its life essence drained away. And it crumbles into sort of an almost ash-like substance. And the pentagram in the middle of the room pulses once, and then a huge hand wielding the handle of an enormous fire whip thrusts its way out
Oh,
through the center, like pushing aside the magical essence that had been gathered there. And from the second the first fingertip or first knuckle enters, passes through the portal, everybody who is at least trained in religion can immediately sense
Oh, I know
that
what it's like.
something immensely powerful has, and not a devil, something very, very different has come. And as an arm and a shoulder and a wing and a horned head and a full upper torso emerge from the portal, you are greeted by the presence of some sort of powerful demon. But indeed it does remain only with its torso, its upper body through the portal.
So it's like short.
It is like the portal is still active beneath it, but it seems unable to pass further than that. And as it
go
enters,
Jaden, man.
as it enters, a powerful aura of fire blasts to everyone within 20 feet of it. Let me just confirm that happens. Starts its turn in the aura. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this doesn't actually damage anyone at all, because so basically you sense this happening, this powerful aura enveloping the area within 20 feet of it, before immediately as it sort of fully manifests, it sort of withdraws the aura into itself. It's like it turns the aura off basically. And now we shall see what it rolls on initiative.
Oh, that's interesting. Man, I've got to say what I use for my plane of resistance with my armor, but I would have done evil. I'm not gonna be like, actually, I would have done fire. I would have done evil.
Oh my god. It got a nat 1 on its initiative.
Oh, baby.
39.
Okay. So basically, Beck and Romok, you guys both have, well, Beck first, then Romok, are able to act before it has, finished manifesting and it has full command of itself. It is wielding in one hand this whip of fire, and in the other this wickedly edged sword that that you guys can see better, like more clearly, sort of in character than you can from the art.
Yeah.
Has it has an uncannily fine edge to it.
Oh, bunker? That looks good at cutting off heads.
Oh fuck! My first vorpal weapon.
Almost as sharp as my sword.
Yeah. Also, so
Lightsaber?
where some of us have like lore devils. This is not a devil, right?
This is not a devil, no. This is very much from
So it's
second
more
of
demon
any-
then?
right?
It is. Yeah, this
Which
is
would
almost
explain why
certainly a
it's
demon.
also why the devils were untrained in it, and why it's giving off a weird, not expected result.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Or some kind of like other evil aberration, but like
Right.
yeah, demon is like is one of the major
Just
schools of
in
things
the
it's
morning,
likely to be.
bunker.
Yeah. I'm just going back through because we have fought demons before in this campaign, right? A couple times, I think.
Yeah, the Glabrezu that you guys fought to bring back, that
Yep.
was a demon, a chaotic demon doing evil demon
Because they
things.
were Silver's not meh to them, right? 'Cause
Cold
that's the
Iron
devil's
is
thing.
stuff that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, Cold Iron. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Beck knows. Beck knows how to go, but you okay, I don't know, because mechanically, would Knockdown be able to do anything with it, like half in the portal like this? Or would that, like,
No, I think actually I'll rule that it is fundamentally just permanently flat-footed because of its its
Oh,
position
maybe.
only halfway through. Like it was
Okay,
only
okay.
partially summoned basically because of. I mean, yeah, you guys can kind of intuit that like its condition is probably due to like you know how adeptly you interrupted like the ritual.
Gee,
You
thanks.
don't think this would have happened if all three of them had been alive at the end of the first round.
Sure. Okay. Nice. In that case, I will.
Joy getting murdered.
I'm gonna like go up. I mean, the whip probably like crazy range, but whatever. Sure, it just.
That's probably a good bet.
Sure, a good back. Yeah, boy. I have 15-foot reach. Honestly, maybe I just. No, I don't know. So I need to.
If you jump, can they attack of opportunity that? Because
Yes,
only the
it's
start of the
certainly a
jumpers.
I mean, if I wasn't in it to start, then if. Oh, but wait, I can just. Fuck, if Claudia wasn't, I could just step close and move and reach my weapons. I just Claudia's fat. Okay, whatever, I'm back, I'm crazy. I just run over here. Any whips?
Yeah, you provoke within its reach. Even if it isn't acting yet, it certainly is manifested enough that it could take an attack of opportunity if it chose to. If it had the ability to. You don't necessarily know that yet. And it does not attack you as you move.
Interesting. Okay, and you said it was like permanently flat-footed, so no reason to flank. And I got the benefit right from being adjacent to Leon when he had his shield raised. I forget that did something, right?
I don't have my shield range.
What? The token to advantage, I swear it used to be there.
Sometimes it is there, yeah.
I swear it was just there a second ago. Okay, anyway, I'll just move over here and then...
Which measuring?
Hit it a few times, probably. Without probably... Do I have any cool shit? Probably not anything, so... Yeah, I'll just hit it. I'll use my free action from the Griffin form, first of all. Cool. It's one higher because of
It's a hit.
Nice.
For da-da-da-da-da. Your weapon is silver, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're looking at that's actually interesting.
I love interesting stuff.
And
Maybe. Is it good for me
then-
interesting or bad for me interesting?
Bad.
Good,
It's always
good,
bad.
interesting, I think.
Good for me interesting. Let's go.
That and I can use it.
You know what? I'm gonna do something. Oh no, wait. What? I need to have a weapon free to disarm? That's so sad. And a hand free to disarm.
Free hand or a disarm weapon, yeah.
Maybe, man, I can't. Man, it's kind of tempting. I'd fire with this. Nah, I'll just pick it up again. Yeah, whatever. I'll just exacting strike it for my second attack. But now I use exacting strike. I have to do a third action to attack with exacting. Because otherwise, why did I use
You get the
exacting
value.
strike?
Exactly.
Why did I use exacting strike?
Exactly.
Oh, baby. I mean, I'm aggressive raging. It's one higher than that, so it's a 49.
It's a hit.
Put it. Oh, what? Sad.
Yeah. You did get the. I think it's maybe. Yeah, I think it's not too much to say that you feel like your first one was probably a hit thanks to the flat foot.
Oh, Monka. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Oh no, it's okay. It's actually one.
It's
higher.
flat-footed. Well,
Yeah.
Flat-footed and plus
okay.
1 from Moonsong.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's
the
fine. I think
plus
it's
one,
48
so.
base rise percent fly. Maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's
I think I have to. What does that mean? Roll
You got it, friend. You got it.
like an 18 to hit on my first attack roll, and basically can't outside of a 20.
Does the
on
good
any
seem to
others?
be affecting it small? Does it seem to care
Yes,
about like
the good seems to be doing.
That's good to know. That's
Jesus
good
Christ.
to know. Alright, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Actually, maybe I overestimated his AC, but maybe that would have hit anyway against. Maybe his base is 47.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. That's kind of close to a crit then.
Yeah,
I need 2 more
close.
crit.
Romak,
three
what
more.
up?
3 more.
I mean, I'm gonna hunt prey it.
Okay.
And be 3 more. And see.
Only 3 more.
Yeah. And
I crit on a 6 right above this house. Yeah.
okay, let's think. Just waiting for that signal to show up.
7 above, not 6.
What? You nerfed it. You'd be 6.
Did I know?
They did a blind event on that. They never told me.
Jesus
6 to be
Christ.
insane. 7's pretty nuts. 6 would actually be insane.
Actually, no, that's not good. Well, I guess no, that would technically work, right? I could do cast True Strike, then do Hunted Shot. The first one would have the benefits of that, right? Of True Strike.
Yes, correct.
I just want to see if it gives me this benefit I'm thinking. Ignore circumstance penalties to the attack roll and any flat check required due to the target being concealed or hidden. So it still would be impacted by the cover from
Yeah.
Claudia. So instead,
Pixels,
I'll
pixels.
do Seeker Arrow first and then Hunted Shot second.
Okay.
Seeker Arrow so that it ignores cover.
With True Strike still, or?
No, because I only have really 2 actions and then a quicken shot,
Right, yeah.
and so next time I would, but not this time. So here it is. 43 with the other.
Does not
flat-footed?
hit.
Nope. Okay. Oh, that's sad. All right, and then with the cover, so fuck all. Technically a +1. Well, +2. 1 from
Yeah.
Moonsong,
Yeah.
1 from the miss.
Yeah, we're
This?
zeroing in.
Oh,
That is a
49.
hit.
Alright, and this is going to be
Wait, that's
a
not a-
cold iron arrow, because I do have some of those.
Okay, how about that?
Oh,
So
yes.
that, and then no fire. That'll be enough, but it does.
Oh, but that was a
Go
normal. That was a minus one. What is it?
What?
If someone misses on the first one, it doesn't apply. Remember?
Exactly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't stack multiple attack penalty if I miss. Very nice.
Crazy.
Yeah, it stacks nicely with the one where he gets a +1 after he misses as well. So
Yeah.
actually consecutive
Exactly.
misses
Good
get more
use.
accurate for him.
What
Like,
if we tried on purpose a missing character? Like, let me just shoot a little away from that guy. Get that plus on the next.
Was it
That I
was
guess.
it in for the last attack? I mean, I feel.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Wouldn't you just rather like
Go for that
actually
crit
a hit
finish.
on the previous
No,
one?
no.
Exactly.
Don't be crazy, Chris. Don't be crazy.
Okay, fine. That's your full turn, right?
Yeah, so again, it does have cold damage.
Yeah,
Does that seem to affect
it? It does. And actually, funnily, this thing actually doesn't have any physical resistance. It only has weakness cold iron.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Helpful meets up with, I guess.
Oh shit! It has weakness cold as well.
What? Give me Mo, my dad.
Yes!
And then wow, it's actually taking
That's
quite a
well.
bit. From
3 extra
those
sources
3
of cold
hits.
effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, it hates cold.
Yeah, it
really
hates cold for
does.
sure. All right, so let's think. That was this. I have to do just straight up.
That was the first of the
Um,
hunted shots, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this will be the second of the hunted shots at my second attack penalty, standard cover, +1 from. Fuck it. Just. Oh man. Flat-footed and standard cover kind of balance each other out. So it's 45. So 46.
So with the flat-footed, I'm just thinking because it's permanently flat-footed. So I'm just thinking of its base AC as
Oh.
45
I think
here.
it's only lesser cover. Not
So yeah, it is. I think it is only lesser cover from the cat.
it's
And I
okay.
think so. I think that balances out with the. So yeah, I think this hits
Oh,
with
baby.
the +1 from Inspire Courage.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
And Spike Courage, baby.
Also, yeah. Also, I
Hallelujah.
definitely haven't counted rage damage on any of
My
these 2
God.
hits.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So 4 more for those, and then let's do that's. Is it another cold iron arrow? I assume it is.
Yep.
And
Oh, yeah.
then okay, so no, the colds too. It's actually kind of insane how much damage.
Cold iron.
Super cold
Cold
iron.
and cold iron. Let's go.
He's so good, times 4.
Yeah. All right, now let's just wrap the thing up with a nat 20, okay? Come on.
Yeah.
On my final quicken shot.
YOLO!
Ah,
Pretty good though.
that's
Good roll, but
Okay.
Should have got a touch. Fuck me dead.
I know. Exactly. I was like,
I'm
shit.
getting good.
It looks you straight in the eyes, Beck, and says, in common,
Oh,
"Death
that's common.
then,"
Let's be cool.
and tries to intimidate you. Tries to demoralize you, even. What is your will DC for the purposes of this?
My DC
Fuck.
doesn't change right from the bravery thing.
I don't
right?
think
it's
so.
Only when you save, you get a good save. Yeah.
I think it would
is-
apply if it was from a fear effect.
Hey, you know
Your
what?
base-
No, it still doesn't, right? Because
I think I'm almost certain it gets a critical success here.
Oh no.
Okay, it gets a critical success.
Like it's
It's low. It is not high.
Yeah.
so-
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I got a 59.
It's like yeah.
59.
20 above. It's like 20 above. It's a double. It's a crit success. It's
so,
like
yeah.
It's like it's nice knowing you,
It
Leon.
twos you.
Like,
With its first
Oh!
action, then it swings.
what happened on the crit success?
Oh, you get frightened too.
Okay, well I do reduce that by 1 actually because of bravery.
Nice.
Yeah.
Helps.
A little frightened. Fuck. Oh, shit.
Then it swings its longsword towards you, aiming for the neck.
I'm immediately trying to get the shield going, you know.
It is
I know what's about.
The
No, it's
attack
happening
roll is
here.
a 57.
Hey,
Oh my
I'm
God.
glad I
It is
didn't bump
indeed a
up my
crit.
AC at all. There's no point bumping up my AC.
Yeah, why would you
It's
do
so
that
true.
against this?
I have 38 AC right now. So
That would have definitely crit me
I'm
like
just guessing, what is
+6 or
its
something.
plus to hit? 41, 42?
I'll use.
It is in fact
I'll use
42.
my reaction to foresight to make it. You know.
Aww. Thanks, man.
It rolls to hit 3 above my AC.
Maybe in that one.
We'll go on our one,
Use
yeah.
the
That's what
reaction.
you're rolling
Remember-
now? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't we already use the reaction?
No, this is able.
That's
We
the
can brought it
turn.
back, right? Peter?
Let's say every turn I can do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So it can
Every-
literally
every
only
turn,
miss.
right?
It is a 54.
Alright,
So only
slightly
in that
less
one-
bad, slightly less
yeah.
bad. Slightly less
Only
bad.
in that
Go.
one can miss
Go.
on Beck?
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see, yeah, that's like
it's
possible.
just yeah.
Okay, so the damage is, in the first damage, it is 54 slashing.
Okay, I reduced
And-
that a little bit before.
Yeah. It's true.
Oh, no, but that doesn't sack with this resistance anyway. So.
6
It's true.
evil.
6
But you will resist all
So
of the
no
evil from
evil,
Leon's
yeah.
resistance granted, right?
No, it's
Mhm.
you sick, man.
And I need you to
No,
make
no,
a
no.
fortitude save.
That's what I'm worried about. I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to do this.
Whirple's worse than it is in
I should,
5e,
I
right?
should roll the fort save before bombing the just made 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
Unless you have another head, I don't
Ooh,
know.
that
Ooh.
no.
Yep, so you just take the damage. You are not decapitated.
Okay, I'm not.
Oh my god, what?
Kind of like I'm not decapitated.
Ah!
It goes into your neck slightly.
Wait, is
This
this
is really
does
classic
monstrosity's Vorpal different than it would be on an etched rune? Because an etched rune, right? It's an envision reaction. You roll an @20 on a strike with the weapon,
I think it's
critically
different. It's
succeed,
different. It's
and
different.
dealing / damage.
It's different.
Okay,
That's
And
it.
the way
must
it's
be-
like is different, yeah.
Just die when you fail this.
interesting.
Yeah, if I fail that.
Well, that's fucking
only if I can't live without a head. But I can't. I don't say. But okay, so
Maybe
how
with
much damage is
ASIC's technology.
How much damage is it?
It is, what did I say? It was 54
That's
slashing.
on the crit.
Yeah, it was on the crit, yeah.
What? Man, I kind of look at it like, that's all you got? I thought I'm fucking gonna die. In my
Now he's got two
It's
more.
like Cerny has green shield protecting you, you know, like...
Oh, at the same time as the hit,
Oh no!
he,
What? No.
yeah, he uses a,
No, wait, this stuff should
Wait,
go
wait.
first, right? Like, all reactions on the Retributor Strike be like attacks.
this is also a reaction when he hits with an attack, so...
Oh, okay, so that
It's
actually happens
yeah.
first. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I get hit before I get damage.
Yeah, he uses a... what level did you cast your Enlarge at?
Oh no, not again!
It's 4.
Okay.
Okay, you can
He
move me small. but,
successfully dispels your hugeness.
Oh,
You just go to
man.
regular rage.
Well, look, I
size.
bet he thinks that this is like actually how big I am. Though he'll be like, that guy's a big human. Humans don't normally go that big.
And,
Magic's got like
Puny
it's so
compared
big.
to him.
Hey.
He's as big as a tiger.
Right, sorry,
over
sorry,
there.
I never did damage. 54, but was that some evil and some of the other ones because of like resistances it matters? Was it 54 slashing?
it was 54 slashing.
I think 37 after Leon's resistance. Okay, that's 37. 18 less, and then 29 to my actual. Okay.
And then he angrily.
No, gets
Hey,
hit
But our
by
reactions,
us.
our reactions now.
Oh yeah, your reactions. Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah!
Take him down.
Fuck you!
Oh, no.
No, but maybe.
Gotta roll pretty high to hit him.
Me, baby!
Baby.
Fuck.
That is, that's a
Ah,
full
damn.
crit.
Oh, baby.
So
What a time to be alive.
baby?
that
That's alright.
and okay, so that with the
Yeah,
good.
the most important part is even if that
and
damage is
with
low,
the
you do
cold,
quite a
it's
lot
getting
with
cold,
a
gold.
lot of damage. Yeah,
Cold
it's,
And potentially good? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, get fucking decked on.
And he angrily aims a second slash
You don't gotta do me like that, man.
at Leon.
Oh, you do it
okay,
like that.
okay.
Do it like
Well, I
that.
mean-
Going around trying to save people.
He's still
like
gonna
that.
crit Leon.
I don't think
Probably.
he does actually here.
I will
what's
use
your
my
AC?
my actual reaction to like get my shield up. So
your
then
AC
it would
with
be
that?
48. Wait, I have 49 against that fiends.
49. Yeah, no, it is not a crit.
Fucking go on there. Time.
You take 37 slashing and 1 evil.
Okay. So we have resistance to that, but I'll figure it.
Oh,
Plus
it didn't
7
crit,
to
so
38.
Vorpal doesn't come into play.
And then we have like 5 resistance slashing in.
2 plus the thing on your armor, like the bonus.
Yeah, so-
I think yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
And as its turn ends, its aura of flame crackles back into existence within 20 feet of it, which you are not moves on. It's your turn.
Kill it. With not fire.
Holy.
You can just in case people miss. You know?
Tom, you're very quiet.
Shit. I said I can either try to probably fail. You only have high saves. Or running check to people. Because this would be a summoned, right, Chris?
Yes.
You definitely was some kind of summon. So if I cast my divine orb, that's +4 to it.
4 to AC? My god.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. It's 100% would function like that in this situation.
It will only crit me on every roll apart from one still. No, it might not crit me on it too.
Your AC would be like 42 then or something.
That's one of two. If it would have been
Star
Yeah.
now. Stars.
And now you get my shield bonus as well, which is
My
plus
God.
3.
It's like 44 AC.
Then
45.
You don't do anything about my Friday condition going down in your turn.
Oh, fuck, I do! Wait.
It doesn't
I
matter.
do.
You haven't actually had a turn, but like
Yeah, no, I do. But so,
that's cool. So the end of your
Wait
turn,
on that.
I'll-
yeah.
you know, I'll
I did. I thought I forgot it, like when it would happen, but yeah, that was my reaction on it.
or move here.
Nice. So many orders.
You
Yeah.
no, this creature starts its turn in the aura, so no fire damage for you.
Oh, nice.
Noise.
Starts.
Noise.
Okay. That's that.
Okay,
That's-
Asik.
Alright, the goal is to not crit fail twice.
I like that goal.
It's a good
Those are
goal. I like that goal.
Realistic goals.
Right?
Realistic goals.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if that's realistic.
Unrealistic goals. Unrealistic.
Well,
We really hard to hit this guy.
Hey, no, that's not a crit fail.
That's a
Um,
hit even?
That's a, no, let's not get crazy, man.
Beck's no
I mean,
longer
no
huge,
inspire.
therefore, no,
no.
no standard cover.
And it's flat-footed, right?
Therefore, it's
Yeah.
flat-footed at 45. Therefore, hit.
Oh, damage, baby.
Oh.
If it hand dispels Beck's enlarge.
oh, bigly.
What have
You
missed?
fool.
That's funny. Okay, so
Man, that
Yeah,
cold
big
Those called
damage.
weaknesses.
That cold damage. And you can make the first one a hit, right?
No, only both of them miss. I can make one of them hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one hit. What am I talking about?
Yeah, this
Oh.
one hit. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be better if you missed it and you can make the first one hit for more damage. That's crazy.
True.
That's a weird turnaround.
Interesting. When hitting with an alchemical weapon like this, does it count as 2 applications of cold damage? One for
no,
splash,
yeah,
one
no,
for
double,
regular?
yeah, double weapon combines them, right? So it wouldn't have
Yeah, yeah.
double triggered
Okay.
cold either way.
Fair.
Sadly.
Can I remember things? Recall things about it.
Remember things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You can't remember things.
No, but
No, I was joking. I wasn't like being funny. I was just like things.
Occultism.
I was
or
just being silly
religion.
myself.
Actually, honestly, this is such a powerful demonic lord. I will to know the basics of it. Like it would be canon in literally any school of magic. So whatever is your highest between Arcana, Nature, Occultism, Religion. Like
I'm sure they're all the same.
it would be something that is taught in all of these educations.
This is GR. That is GR.
Mm. Big demon, big demon.
Does it have a sword?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
whip as well.
A whip it up, man.
You don't want to be near the sword, by the way.
Are they always stuck halfway through the floor, or is that just this one?
That you can even though that roll you can deduce was due to the summoning failing.
Floor
okay,
lords.
okay.
We're floors. Oh.
Law Lords of Draenor.
That's my turn.
Okay, Leon.
I will shout at it in common. I'll be like,
Oh shit, hang on. Give me a second. Let me rack on something real quick.
No.
wait.
Moonsong, of course, moved into the room. And there was no, I thought there was a aura of flames, but there wasn't. But I've completely forgot that there was, of course, an attack of opportunity.
I choose
You son of a bitch.
This isn't gonna like one shot you because the whip can't
no.
be Vorpal. So,
That's so nice. You didn't use it against me. What the hell? What a nice guy.
he didn't have his aura. He was, it was.
Oh, it's gonna be the aura. That's interesting.
No. It was. No, he just generally wasn't initially aggressive.
Oh, that's nice. Shame about us.
And the whip retroactively snakes out towards Moonsong.
No, it doesn't snake. That's how they
Cat
describe it in Lord of the Rings. Don't describe it like that.
It certainly crits you, Moonsong.
I don't doubt it.
So let me
I
think
don't know
about
the
exactly where it
reaction,
would have
so-
happened. I think it would have happened when you stepped here, basically. So your aura is still on the people, but
I mean, I still have the. Oh no, never mind. Yeah.
it would have been 46. Wow, is that almost? It's actually 4 nat ones on a 46. I didn't think it was that low. So even on the crit, the damage is 46 fire damage,
Oh, you're chilling.
and 10 evil.
Yeah.
And you have big resistance to fire damage, right?
No. I want to
You
be
didn't
grounded.
get a crown or a fight. That would have been
With-
good.
That's what I
Wait.
want.
Oh wow, it has it not okay.
This guy's got the crown. Take it.
Oh, this is so sick. Okay, so actually, I lied about when I said where you ended up, and it's good that we got this in before Leon's second. Maybe Leon will. I don't know what you've got. You might have something you want to do about this. It hits you with the whip and has improved grab, so it grabs you, and also I'm just gonna fucking share this bad boy.
This.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
What?
I mean, obviously it can't move because it's a floor lord, but you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it grabs Moonsong and like whips you round like over here.
That's so fucking cool.
Oh, wait,
like
it
a
doesn't
carnival
have-
ride, you know, like.
I like the
Um,
foot ride, like when the fucking Watch in the Water in Lord of the Rings, like, you know, moving the whole
Yeah.
that shit.
So I'm just wondering if the bottom part, right? Because it says to
But
any
that's-
other space into whip's reach with
Yeah,
an
with it.
interact
Yeah,
action.
it can do that subsequently, but it also gets to do it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
free
yeah.
when it does the
The
first
first
hit.
time. Okay.
Yeah. It gets a free activation, and then subsequently it can just interact and move you wherever it wants. It's just carrying you around in its
So
whip right
cool.
now.
So would you allow them to make a strike with the whip using the person that's grappling them?
With the
No, they
person.
can't, they
You're
cannot
like,
make a
whack!
strike while they've got someone grappled.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
that's so sad.
Okay, but yeah, so that happens all. I know I probably wouldn't have changed that.
What the
so,
fuck?
Might change it once.
Moonsong. Wait, Moonsong, your health like barely went down. What the fuck?
No, I didn't change.
So
it.
you're so
how much was
tanky.
it?
Look at that, like
Yeah.
How much was it?
46 fire, 10 evil.
Alright. I'll shout at it. You should have retreated. It's not you we're after. We're after your diabolical friends. I'll try to intimidate it. You know. 48?
Ooh. Yes. Oh my god, yeah.
I did
It
it.
is, it's will DC is
shit.
46.
What easy
Campaign 1. I intimidated
Easy.
a Baylor.
My job is done.
And then
That means
with
no, I'm intimidated by you.
my 2 actions, I will gather holy energy in my spear. I'll try to thrust it right in its chest while it's swinging about. Come on, baby. That hits, right?
That is a hit, and
Let
that
go.
will strike it. And as you strike it,
Oh no.
it begins to fade away.
Oh,
And
does he take the damage first from the start of his turn in the aura?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, fair point. But
Fair
yeah,
point.
actually, that could be relevant. That could be relevant. Make
Oh, no.
a reflex save. No, it's
Oh,
just
me
actually-
and Claudia,
no, there
right?
is no reflex save.
Find
Yeah.
a meta. I remember someone talking about Bela Lords and talking to Submed and how when they die something happens and like invite
Oh,
their
what?
party. Man, oh shit, I
No.
remember you
Wait, what?
5 years ago.
Oh.
Oh no.
First, let me give you this aura
It's not like we're all close to it or
flame that
anything.
you would have had to deal with, Leon, on your turn.
Yeah.
The question was on the subway, like, has anyone ever like
Or-
won a fight while also at a TPK at the same time? And they were like, this can happen really easily against a Baylor Lord. And I was like, oh, that's fun.
And
Oh, no.
you not okay? No, if it's not your turn, so yeah, you actually
God.
just straight up take fire damage with no save. It's,
Okay, hopefully we won't help you in their party was.
so at the start of your turn, you took 21 fire damage,
Reduced by 8.
and
13.
oh god, actually that's quite fuck it, whatever. You know what? I'm glad I didn't bother dealing with this. Weapons that hit this thing take 3d6 plus 12 fire damage,
What the
Oh.
fuck?
including
Oh.
people that hit and like people hit. So like, it would have been a lot of fuck. I'm glad I didn't bother dealing with that. That would have
Yeah,
been really annoying.
3d6
Um,
per fire? Yeah.
Oh man, I bet like this thing would just absolutely fuck up a monk.
Ow.
Exactly.
Um,
Literally just punching lava just repeatedly.
And yeah, I will just link it because Ian's kind of told everyone
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
But I remember seeing the subway and I'm like, how did I do
That
this?
throws.
I mean, we're all fine. 89. No one
Basic
dies.
reflex
Anyway.
save.
If
You
you-
can
if you
fail
could
this.
fail.
Oh
Yeah.
right. Well, I mean, even then, it's only like 100 and.
100 and how much
Claudia
HP does
could-
Russo
Claudia
have?
could
I'm
die.
just wondering.
Moonsong has 129 HP. At the moment.
I don't quit failing, Moonsong.
How does cover work with reflex saves? Anything?
Yeah, actual
Magic.
cover grants the bonus, I think.
But this is an actual cover, right?
Well,
No, the size difference is not quite.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I will reroll
Bad
this.
start, bad start, bad start,
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
start, bad start.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
Bad continuation. Oh my.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I'm re-rolling mine as well. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not a crit film.
Oh fuck, man. Oh, that's sick. There we go. Fail, but pretty good.
Is this
Oh
a
man,
magical
I
effect,
mean, I'll
guys?
take the nat 18, I guess.
I'm sorry, what, Tom?
A magical effect?
This is definitely a magical effect, yeah.
Okay.
No, Claudia. Actually, Claudia's sleeper was important there. Claudia could easily have got turned to
Yeah.
ash right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw my reaction.
Oh,
but-
really?
roll that one.
Moonsong's gonna shoot. What the?
Okay.
easy.
Are you safe?
Easy. I'm just like,
Nice 0 point.
Damage.
Alright,
This
so.
effect though, like what the fuck if it's a close fight and then this just happens?
Yeah.
Like in this. Oh man, yes.
Okay, so 89 for both of us. Oh no, I crit failed, so. 90. 108? 15?
Yeah, makes sense.
I fail, so I also take the.
Area apply. So this is kind of important. Creatures in the area
Some
only
hits.
apply only half their usual fire resistance. Creatures with immunity to fire use an outcome 1 degree of success better.
Oh
So
yeah.
only half usual fire resistance. That's important. Thanks, Josh.
So only plus 4.
They do have fire resistance, but so if it's 5, is it only 2 then, or is it 3?
Mhm.
Okay. Technically I failed, so. But I get a success after, so it's half the damage after. No.
No, half the damage. Then you add then you
Okay.
subtract the 2, or yeah,
Okay, okay.
subtract 2.
And a tap roll rounded down because
Yeah.
it's an odd number, right? So
But you failed, right? I will use
44.
my
Yeah, so 42
reaction
to
on
you.
that.
Okay.
So you get some
Essentially on. How much is that back? 99, yeah.
19.
Damn.
Yeah.
Big explosion.
It's fiery aura, explodes everywhere intensely as its body flies apart, and the the portal fades away. The floor returns to normal stone, and with a clang, a perfectly ordinary, if slightly fancy-looking, longsword falls to the floor. No longer seeming to contain any of its special properties. They're
Okay,
real
well,
fucking Paizo are real bastards with shit like this.
Oh yeah. So you can actually
Fucking bastards.
Yeah.
loot it through.
And since I can spoil it now, just to answer your question, well, it is a standard Vorpal, but I had a different thing I was going for with this guy. It was going to potentially, through a similar to the Vorpal effect, damage someone's artifact rather than behead. It just so happens that with his artifact around his neck that it was fun. Like I say, it swings for the neck and threatened the decapitation. But no, he was never actually at risk of being decapitated.
I'd rather
And
be
at 20, I'm
decapitated.
not that cruel.
I'd rather be decapitated.
We're all quite steamy, right?
What the fuck was that?
I think it's interesting that it wields apparently, like, does it wield like a cold iron weapon?
Yeah, cold iron and silver. Its weapon.
Kill all the demons.
kills everything. Fights everything.
Yeah.
Like its weapon, when it's in its hand, it becomes +3 major striking, Vorpal, cold iron, and silver.
Cool.
And then when it drops it, like it is now, it's just like it's a perfectly ordinary longsword lying on the floor.
Goes bad.
There are spells where like you make someone attack themselves. Could that be quite fun?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, you know, it's like the fire, just like, well, like.
Yeah, I mean, so the extent of this flames has like absolutely
Yeah.
incinerated everything up and down the length of this
All our
room.
clothes
The
are
walls are scorched. Everyone's Saitama naked. No, like yeah, I mean, you guys, the clothes did it with, as well as your reflex saves because that's how carried objects did. So you guys are, but you know, they're badly burned and scorched, but okay. Moonsong probably got the worst of it, having almost crit failed and then rerolled. So yeah, like Moonsong was sort of clutched.
Wait, I actually crit failed though.
I actually crit fail.
Yeah, and then rerolled back into
It's
a.
like, whew.
Yeah.
Crit failed with success. So.
Yeah, exactly. But you still, you know, kind of with the whip and everything having body. So you would have had it even worse. So I realized the fire aura is worse if it has you grabbing the whip and everything.
Yeah.
That's
Man,
fun.
this thing's scary. Man, I love this. And look what it would have done if it killed Moonsong. Oh yeah, where have I put it back on hidden? It would have done because you guys are powerful enough for it to do this.
Oh my.
Oh god. Just healed for 140 damage almost.
After killing someone, yeah, and it can do it can do that with its Warple, like yeah, it would have been so fun.
Jesus.
Got like a triumph
Cool.
rune. Okay.
But this is as well. It's kind of wrapped together. I'm like, man, there's like some things that, like, even when you're balancing it, this is like only 128 experience encounter, but like still plenty of opportunity for these guys to just fucking die.
So much.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay,
it's
well.
even slightly less than that. I'm going to take it down slightly for. No, I'm not going to take it down for being flat-footed because you guys induced it to be flat-footed.
Yeah.
So yeah, still 120 experience cap.
Is it 120 HP including the 3 elf extras, or that considered?
Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. What are they like? 14. So yeah, I'll factor those in because that's actually that's actually relevant. That's
Alright, but
technically
yeah,
experience.
I'm just like, kind of dusting off, like, like panning out planes, like, as I'm like,
Yeah.
clothing. I'm like, Jesus, what the?
Back suddenly looks clean shaven, just from
Yeah, it's so hot.
beard
Like,
hair.
like, ooh. And then, like, I'm like,
Hey, did you
and
get a
then
tan?
Leon is like, is that what you were feeling? Gee, what the fuck?
I'm kind of like double checking with Braum and Moonsong, but I'm like, yeah, no, that was.
Actually, okay, so can you just roll me a religion check first, Leon? Just because you like now you're out of combat, that like a recall knowledge would be viable to you, and it's just like the realization that you might come to that I think would affect the immediate roleplay.
You never believe I can do these
Wait.
checks. I'm sure it feels so bad.
No,
Right.
you can't re-roll because it rolls as written as a secret. I'm too lazy, so you see it. So yeah, no, nothing. I mean, yeah, it's. Yeah, it was an extremely powerful demon for sure.
Okay, I'm just kind of like, everybody good? We're all okay. That was a
Too
minor
bad until
guys.
it exploded. Until then, it wasn't bad. We were gonna come
Yeah.
my head for a second, but like, that happens.
We haven't encountered too much of the demon kind, but that's not a thing they usually do.
They explode.
I don't think so. Maybe these guys will. He seems
I don't
real
know
angry.
if I have fought a demon. Are they devils or?
Well, we've encountered someone on the road. I think they were
Yeah.
ambushing people.
Yeah, the thing that killed you?
They were merely skirmishers.
They didn't kill me. That was
Oh no, that was a
right?
vampire lord. No, well, I think what Bromag was referring to when we had to resurrect you, we used an altar to do it that was corrupted by a
You
demon.
say it, but I don't really get what was happening. It was like a genie, right, or something.
Yep.
But that's what some people thought.
But it was a demon genie.
I've heard multiple theories.
But,
I've heard it both ways.
but like then I kind of just like towards the circle. Those guys I thought were like, oh, what are they doing here? I thought they were like all devils.
Yeah, devil summoning a demon is very. It's like everyone's religion is good enough to know that's like they're like. Devils and demons are just as much energy as enemies. Sorry,
Energy.
just as much enemies as devils and like lawful good paladins, right? They sit at the same kind of opposite axis on. There's the difference between lawful evil and chaotic evil is as impactful to like who would be allied as the difference between
Think about
lawful
America
good and
versus-
lawful evil.
It's like America versus like Al Qaeda.
It's,
Like
it's
lawful
like
evil versus chaotic evil.
it's exactly how it is. Thank you for summing it up so well for us, Ian, in a way that's going to get Jacko's Twitch channel on a list.
So did the
That's
devil
where it's
start
at.
the demons 50 years ago? Or?
So yeah, I mean, it's basically it's very weird for these to be like
Okay,
in
alright.
any sense.
Devils are like order above every fucking thing else.
sure,
so
sure,
like
sure.
you know, like in demons are like we're
Demons
creating evil. And it's like
Gale stars that shoot on their backs, sure.
Yeah. Like Hell Knights would be absolutely on the side of these Gailus and work with them, but the Hell Knights would like this is the thing they fucking they venerate fighting against. Like Hell Knights, sure they oppress people and the nicest, but like really what they defend society against is the chaotic threats because there's much more of them than there are good threats.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll say like, I've never been to hell, but as far as I know, there's monsters about on the same level as that guy. I mean, Xavier, for example, he's a the powerful lord, way above this. Why would they go to the trouble of summoning an enemy like this?
Well, I don't know much about them, but if they want to stop us in some way, something.
Is your mic up or something?
No, mic is here. Like,
Okay.
Oh, that's not better.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just move closer. I'm saying something that does such a violent reaction. Hill might be the reason to just try to
Use it as a
blow
trap.
us up at the
We've
end.
shown
Yes,
we're really
trap.
good at killing devils, right? But we haven't shown we're that good at killing demons yet. So maybe they were like, maybe they won't know how to kill a demon.
Perhaps.
It's
No, but I didn't get-
how I kill everything.
I believe this was a trap set for us. Yes.
Yeah, physically, it didn't really seem much different.
Or just train the sword at them, right? It always comes out at one thing.
I believe we
Both
might have
their
got a
head
little bit
comes.
lucky in some ways.
Oh, wait, wait, wait.
This at this particular moment, Leon, you hear in your head the voice of Greybird, whom you haven't you've communicated with obviously this morning, and she's just kind of you've probably just been assuming no news is good news since you haven't been really very much in contact throughout the day. But it's kind of mid-afternoon or whatever. She kind of contacts you just by happenstance this moment for an update. She says, "Leon, I don't want to distract you, but how goes the fight?"
Oh, great timing there. Yes, we have disassembled the headquarters of the fort, and we have stopped their evil second plan down in the basement. All's clear. We'll clean up now and then head to our next objective.
Second plan? What were they up to?
Yeah, maybe get it through the other leaders. They seem to have become desperate, or in their own ways clever. They had summoned a powerful demon lord to stand in our way. It apparently took a lot of energy and life force.
So just because Leon would be aware, if not necessarily, because to be fair, like you could see the name tag, which you wouldn't necessarily understand character, 'cause it didn't roll high enough from religion and stuff. But like Demon Lord is like a specific term for like the above like the regular listed CR.
Then I wouldn't. Yeah, it would be
Like
just
a Baylor is like a demon, not a demon lord, basically in the standard.
Oh, so
You're trying to make us seem extra cooler.
Yeah. So you described it.
yeah, so Leon would know that that's a specific tier.
You knew that basically with your so far with your religion rolls that you fought a Baylor.
Okay.
Yeah, and again,
Basically.
our Baylor
You all
like
would have recognized, because even though it's like a CR, it's like a high CR creature. So technically the recall knowledge is super high. It's also like actually a common demon and the most powerful of like the sort of standard set of demons. So like you guys would have like on site, even if you hadn't rolled high enough to like know
On-site,
weakness
baby.
and stuff, have
Yeah,
been like,
are
oh
they
shit,
like-
that's a Baylor.
are they like champions or more like generals of demon lords?
Demons aren't really organized enough to have. Well, not in the case of let's say every demon, but put it like this: there's a lot more like teamwork feats on the devil tree, the devil templates than there are on the
demon
demon ones. Yeah.
Lawful
So they
versus
don't fight
chaotic.
together, but like there's like a lot more like your allies get a +1 status, and you can make them move and stuff. Like the things that Dawn use all the time, or like a lot of them have. Less so in the demons.
Okay, well, so as Graham was like Demon Lord, I'm like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I've been more focused on other things than catch up on my demon knowledge. No, it was a Baylor. Yeah, one of those.
Yes. Okay. Just,
Not
yeah.
quite
So like so basically you converse with her long enough to sort of describe the situation and what she asked what they summoning, like what devil summoning, and kind of is concerned by this idea of devil summoning demons, and you describe, and then you just sort of describe this thing and the size of it, and she goes quiet for a moment and says it was really that large.
I mean, it was hard to see because I was only halfway through the summoning runes. However, yeah, it dwarfs us by about that much.
then it was no mere Baelor. That must have been, they must have been calling on a true ascended creature, the demon lords that you referenced earlier. And you defeated it.
Hey, you got it right, Leon. What a guess.
My instincts are, you know.
She goes. She's like, yeah. There's another moment of silence, and then there's that.
There was a weird moment where, of course, when this happened, we were ready to fight. However, it itself wasn't. It seemed prepared for. I mean, on reflection, it seemed prepared for diplomacy, perhaps.
A demon? It could not possibly have been.
Maybe just a second too close. I'm not sure.
Baelor Lord. I mean, if it's true, Leon, the threat you just defeated, it would be the demonic equivalent of Xavier himself.
Look. Yeah, so it's just to me like the conversation.
Yeah, she
was
just you because she honestly hasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of clarified the context a little bit for her, but she contacted you initially, like hesitant to distract you in like the middle of, and then just kind of continued the conversation with you. So all of this has just been inside your head.
Oh, we still that telepathically minded that I could just send it through to everybody or with.
Yeah, just Bluetooth everyone, or just connect everyone in. Yeah, I think you guys are all still connected telepathically, right? So yeah, you'd be able to do that, and continue passing.
Just for that sentence, from what you've explained.
Yeah.
Like Xavier. Which one's Xavier again?
I hope that was the Kraver.
That was a bit cool.
like raising hands,
Typing Xavier question mark in the chat. No, Beck's he's like the bad one.
That's
the
right.
baddest.
He's the ruler of the Dominion.
But I was that other guy. Oh, he's the old ruler of the Hell Knight. Oh, the Dominion. Yeah, okay.
Yes. No, Commander Doom is his chief. Is his highest commander.
Oh, then we could fuck up that guy as well then.
I guess so. Wow, I'm glad.
Also, those artifacts have been impactful beyond. You've achieved a level of power mortals do not frequently attain. We will have to.
Gonna raise an eyebrow
on this. While the threat of Sandorix returning remains as grave as ever, the threat of the Ravener is maybe not as. We must dwell on this.
Not us. We have to dwell.
No. I'll. This information needs to be brought to Sagi and Elandria. I'll contact you again later.
Yeah, I just want to say we are in pretty bad shape, so it will take a minute to rest up.
Noted. Find somewhere to rest up, and I'll contact you with your next coordinates.
Right, good luck out there.
Well, like a demon lord, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. I wonder if they all explode.
I'm not in a rush to find out, particularly. That's not our war. But what she said about our power level, I mean, I know we've been successful. We've made great strides, and with being in the Resistance headquarters, I've realized that we're more, humbly, we're one of the more efficient teams. But
one of the more efficient.
Some of the other guys who go to kill demon lords, they're fucking slacking on their work rates.
Look, I'm not mad about the assignments we've been given. I'm happy to do my part, and the faith has been bestowed on us. But the power that no mortals can regularly achieve. Anybody else?
You honestly should have said
surprised by them?
it's kind of like a well done.
I mean, I was hearing the tone. It sounded genuine. Otherwise, of course, it's a mere empty compliment.
I mean, I'm kind of strong a bit. I mean, I guess we're strong. I don't know. I don't feel that different. It's, to be honest, it's all kind of seemed a little fucking weird since I came back, right? Like, it's all, since then, it's a bit like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
It's
I'm
been-
doing it, and I know I'm the one doing these things, but it doesn't really seem like my life anymore. Well, like, I mean, it is my life, but, you know, it doesn't, you know, this isn't...
Like, speaking of your life, like think
I don't know
on
what I mean.
the stuff with the artifacts, where we had to empower them, looking through the mirror, the journey of those
Even that
old
fucking
heroes.
seems like, did that actually happen? Like, we were actually in that fucking dragon's lair underneath a tomb of, like, a dead god or some shit. Like, I don't know. It's all a bit
Whether it
fucked.
happened or not, I don't think it matters. It matters that we followed in their footsteps. No, we were as powerful as them, I suppose. As those heroes of old.
Like Beck
Yeah, I
apparently was
guess.
inadvertently creating the simulation theory.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of sure I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
don't
like
know.
all of none, like everyone reflecting on that, because you know, I'll just give.
Mhm.
Obviously, roleplay however you want, but like from an in-character perspective, like all of you, I think would at least subconsciously, whether if you didn't want to, even if you didn't want to acknowledge it, that you're like, if not there, like on the path there. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it's clearly somewhere that you're gonna reach. It's no longer some like lofty horizon that you could never imagine. You know, it's like that road to like squatting like 150 and you're kind of like at like 130, 135 and you're like, I'm not gonna like hit my wall before 150 and I'm gonna actually get there for sure because I'm gonna break my back doing it.
Reaching level 20, it's spawning 150.
Well, it takes longer. It takes way longer to reach level 20 in a 2-week campaign.
Exactly.
That's true.
Alright, yeah. But yeah, I did kind of shook like, yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. It still kind of feels weird to talk about. Like, I'm just, we're just, at least in me, I'm just like a normal guy. Like, I think it could have just been anyone, but...
Normal guys as he shrinks back down.
I think it's just like, right place, right time, I guess. Or, well, not really. Wrong place, wrong time. Multiple times, and then once. Right place, right time.
So many stories have gone.
More times than I can count.
Yeah.
Alright,
That
everybody.
music gone.
I don't know, it sounds like they're gonna, like, talk about it. Like, what do you mean they're gonna dwell on it? Like, what the fuck are they gonna do?
I'm kind of look at Moonsong, bro. I'm like, you spend a lot of time with the generals. What do you think?
I mean, they'll probably just discuss if that is a bigger worry than Zendorix.
If what is? Us?
No, the greater demon we just killed, devil summoning.
I thought you were talking about they were like gonna dwell on, like us. Like she was gonna dwell on, like us becoming this powerful.
That's how I took it. But I'm having a bit of an egotistical day.
I mean, they could also be maybe they had planned for Saji and Elandria to go help take down Zendorix, and now they're just thinking of sending us. I don't know.
Bro, yeah.
Maybe they changing plans,
Guess I wouldn't mind that too much.
involving us in the
I mean, that guy.
they planned.
Yeah, I mean, Grimmer said that thing. I mean, like it was tough, but like, I kind of we fought tougher, right?
I'll say that the way that
Surely.
the situation happened, we kind of fell into and it was advantageous for us. He seemed surprised. He wasn't quite
maybe
there.
that guy like is
Yeah,
tough.
I
But, like I mean, the fight itself, we've been in closer fights.
Yeah, we've definitely had more difficult fights for us. I do think this is very likely the most powerful creature being we have ever fought.
Yeah, that's fair. But like they were saying, like this guy probably on a level like damn it, alright. And if that's true, then like. And then, like, Doom
That I'm thinking.
Like, they're bitch.
Right.
So, like.
Yeah, then I'm thinking, why don't we go? Yeah, why don't we go?
Yeah, why don't we go
take a little
there
trip
and fucking
there?
home turf, show them who the fucking was.
I mean, I'm sure we could probably take on Xavier if he was half stuck in a portal and subjected to constant barrage of attacks with no one
How
to
do
help
we make
defend him.
that happen?
Yeah,
Right,
let's
like-
figure that out then. How do we accomplish that?
Can we use
We
that
need
and
to
do
find,
a
we
checkpoint
need
at
to
the
find a
circle?
desperate
I mean, yeah,
group
like,
of demons to summon Xavier.
Now that you guys have had the time to like
Yeah.
reflect on what you know about Baelors a bit, like you do, it's being stuck was quite advantageous. It has
Fine.
it has like this, for example, that it wasn't able to get any use out of, or like
Mingle
dimension
action,
dooring
that's
around
pretty
at all. Yeah, like
That
it's
wouldn't be good.
positioning around the whip and stuff. Obviously, not being permanently flat-footed. Like it's got like it certainly helps. Not necessarily like would have been as, but like again, like that was because you guys were able to take down all of the two out of three of the summoners.
Yeah, but I mean, like, back to like, sure, yeah, it would be like, I agree, it'd be like a really tough, I'm sure it would be like tough as fuck, but like doable, right? And if, like, do we really be like, and that's the top of the top, like, he's not even in like the dawn, right? Like, the dawn is not it. So, like, I don't know. Do they have anything else they can throw at us that'll actually stop us at this point?
I mean,
There's enough of them.
technically, if we're just talking about Baelors, or like there are probably hundreds, if not thousands, of
But
Baelors.
this wasn't just a Baelor, this was like a demon lord, right? And I thought that would
This was specific. This was the realization.
specialized.
It's like so basically the Baelors themselves are, I don't want to say nothing special, but they're just a CR20 demon. They are not themselves demon lords, but they are the most common demons to be promoted to demon lords, and a Baelor. So basically, a Baelor lord is anywhere from CR 21 to 25. Obviously, the lower CRs on that end being significantly more common than the higher ones, and like those would be like the oldest Baelors. But yeah, like the thing that was defeated here was like it was huge rather than large. It was like identified by Greybird as an upgraded Baelor, a Baelor lord.
Yeah.
And like like not
Or
something
maybe
that's-
what you would call an
yeah.
elite Baelor.
Yeah, but like it's and that's how I generated it with the elite enhancement, because I didn't want this at 25. But like it's more the difference here is more pronounced than like just a standard elite template on like a regular creature. This this is like actually like a different demon to the point where like spells would potentially affect it differently. Like where it has kind of a different place in the lore. It's like a sort of ascended mortal. Like it hasn't become a god equivalent, but like it's it's like the upper echelons of demons.
So-
like not a common one at all.
Beck, I think you're correct in that they can't really send us one single thing that maybe is going to put this to shame. I think it's what happens if we had to fight 3 or 4 slightly lesser versions of this.
I guess so, but I mean,
Taking that all by myself.
I mean, that's like if you think about where Xavier is. Like, you're sure we as a party we could probably take Xavier on neutral territory, us versus just him.
Football field.
That's not what the fight will be.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, we're getting like. I mean,
I think
like
that's,
every day I get stronger.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's kind of what you interpreted. Like was mostly Greybird's kind of going up because it was like, all the realization that you guys have not peaked yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that.
I haven't even begun to peak.
Yeah, that like and also like potentially maybe a reflection on like the power of the artifacts that you guys have like found.
Yes.
You know,
Which is insane.
Honestly, not even sure though if the Philosopher's Extractor ain't the fucking stupidest of them all.
Yeah, it definitely is.
True,
But,
it's so powerful.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, so I kind of sure.
That's what she's kind of like interested on. Like, what if these people get to the point where like they
exactly,
can't, basically exactly what you guys are saying. I think is what you interpret in her. Like, sure, neutral territory is how you'd have to potentially take on Xavier now, but that's kind of weird to her that you could do that, and therefore, like, when does it become realistic to attempt to
try
send us
march into New Pandemonium and just be like, fucking let's go.
Yeah, send them all. Send the hundreds of thousands. Send them.
I want that montage.
I'm just like kind of scratch my stubble just really growing back after the fire, and I'm like, alright, I guess it just alright. I mean, I probably would want to take more than one of those guys on, but like fucking like maybe a year ago I couldn't take on like a big cow.
You had a big sword a year ago, buddy.
You didn't
was
kill cows when you were a kid?
You fucking like a big bull with your bare hands. Jesus, you guys are nuts. They'll fucking gore you. Clearly, you guys never worked a day's work in your fucking life.
Hey man, I spend a lot of time working playing cards down at the bar. Alright.
Fucking bull charged it with, fucking red. Seeing red, you reckon you could take it? No, those guys were fucked. Anyway, all I mean is, we used to be, it'd be all the fucking garden in the shitty town. Well, I liked it, but. And, I kind of point to, a circle. And it's.
Yeah.
Like, what? Does there an end? It feels like I'm in a fucking storybook.
Well, that was the point. I was
if
getting
we
at,
somehow win, they probably will write stories about this.
Only if oh god, that's a lot of pressure.
Oh, they'll probably write stories about it if you lose.
True, but it's history is written by the victors. That's the thing, right?
They were losers. They fucking failed. Lol.
Even more pressure.
Alright.
It just seems.
Again, I think having talked to my mother used to talk a lot about Elandria, Saji, and their party. Flacky and the other one.
Come on.
The other one I always remember saying about those three.
Fanlin, I know.
Fanlin.
Disrespect.
Blackie and Fanlin.
Yeah. And just that they were,
First
I think, on maybe a somewhat similar path. Just constantly gaining more and more artifacts, power. They seemed to be unstoppable until suddenly they failed in their task.
Whatever else.
I think that's something that's probably sat over Elandria and Saji for years now.
Yeah. Oh, they seem quite optimistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine it's gonna lose. Okay, so to keep in a stride, let's not start thinking too big. Let's keep doing what we're doing.
That's the key.
Until we win and we drive those devils out.
Realistically, it's look at the goal directly in front of us at all times. Don't get caught up in the long term. Oh, what if we could take on Xavier? That's not our focus. Our focus right now is Nentorix. It was this fortress, right? Like that's what we need to focus on. If you look too far ahead, you can get caught up.
Yeah, sure. Well, but I mean, alright, so we don't walk around kill a few more of the guys.
It's just like walking through. We're just having this conversation through the halls and back.
I'm just like every time.
Heads off.
No, we're healing, guys. We're healing. We got.
Yeah.
No, you do that. I'll come back in half an hour.
Okay, fine. There you go, skipping. Okay.
No,
we're gonna have a little healing party.
But while they're kind of like healing up and stuff, I would like to get some use out of my greater invis. And just those doors that you say don't actually have an opening, but technically do.
Yeah, you just want to go peek.
I'm just doing a quick, greater invisibility, peek around to see if there's any kind of storehouse.
Yeah, no. In the time
armory.
in the time of this, the basement has definitely been emptied. However, you do find miscellaneous valuables and treasures and stuff through the castle, not really so much in the currency way, but everybody may roll once on their loot tables, which I'm sure are all up to date.
Well, we haven't changed since last time, right?
Exactly.
We haven't leveled up since last time.
Exactly. Wait, but mine's still full of shit for other people, right?
Yep.
The anklets for the Dex one. What's the Mercurial Mantle?
That is the other book's Dex one.
The other Dex one, cool. Oh yeah, but Asic, you and Asic both want Dex ones, right?
Yeah, trying to land Dex ones.
The circlet. I don't really know if I want the flaming greater rune on it anymore. Or whatever.
Yeah, the flaming is.
I just won't roll that number, it'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, easy.
Who wants to go first?
Do the greater cold then.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I put greater cold because
I mean, I guess the only thing with greater flaming, right, is that when you do crit and you leave it, it cuts on resistance, not immunity, but resistance.
Yeah, that's nice. But
it
might be better still. I don't know. I'll do cold. Cold's would done me well. Yeah. I should definitely just get loads of these fucking rings of energy resistance. They actually seem fucking useful, and you can have so many of them, right?
Yep.
I have no resistances, whatever. What level are they? We're allowed to edit things.
15, I think.
Oh,
level 15.
I'm assuming they're item level 16.
My item list, right? Before everyone.
I think they're 15.
Oh yeah, sorry.
They're 14. Crazy.
For greater?
Oh, then it's just for greater. For major, even not even greater.
Oh yeah.
Man, okay, whatever. Maybe these runes. I'll tell you. I'm gonna do 2 rings. Well, I'll do ring, resistance, fire, and
I'll do one ring still.
what are all the different types you have?
Acid fire,
acid, cold, electricity,
sonic?
fire, or sonic. Man, you know what? No, I'll keep my corrosive gradient to go ring with one ring with this fire. You know, I'm sure I can find it on like lying next to this body. He just had a ring on. Who wants to roll first? Let's go left to right. Acid, you go first.
Am I the leftist?
Yeah, you're the leftist. You didn't know? I could have told you that much. Me? Yeah. Then to left. Sure, I can see it. I can see it.
And this is called electricity, fire, sonic.
Yay, I am
Incremental.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'll roll because wait.
Well, I'm not next.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
Yeah, it's alphabetical.
No, okay. Ah, damn.
But Moonsong, oh no, Leon side will save the day.
Mm-hmm.
I need to update real quick. Cause one of the ruins is actually a ring.
Okay,
Ooh.
doesn't matter.
Okay, doesn't
No,
matter.
but Moonsong will save the day. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Why would they have some high level stuff here? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's good
Yeah,
to
that was a chance.
a level 18 item. What the fuck are they got that?
Yeah.
And now we roll for Claudia.
They found it out in the
Now we roll for who else? A wolf for the battle.
Okay.
A little something
I,
of a language.
By the time you guys make your way back upstairs and searching, by the way,
Yeah.
the fortress is now more or less it's properly deserted. Like you can't find any more dawn anywhere. Even just going up onto the walls and looking or flying up high to see they've all got far enough away or that they've hidden or just outdistanced you.
Sorry, I completely forgot to use that I could use my essence power. What the fuck? Me so dumb. I would have I would have used a 1 action heal, I guess. Or no, a 2 action heal? No, maybe a 3 action heal. We're all low, right? Does it matter, Chris? Are we gonna do any fighting?
No, there's not going to be any more.
Wait, I won't bother. I do a big old healing.
Yeah, you guys are undisturbed long enough. Well, I mean, yeah, my only question is where do you guys get down to?
The goal
to take a
was
rest or
what
whatever?
was the plan? I'm trying to remember exactly when we were.
Based
orders.
on the reports that come in today, Greybirds will have and also the discussion now having that Sergeant and Andrea, Greybird will have instruction for you.
Okay,
we'll tell you before tomorrow morning where your next place to go is.
I guess we'll find the back room, the pool table where the officers hang out.
Okay, yeah. So you just use you got a castle here. May as well use it.
Exactly right.
Okay.
I'll go see if they have a temple dedicated to one of the devils.
I think that's a war crime. You can't destroy religious temples.
There definitely would be some kind
We're
of.
in a war.
There definitely would be some kind of altar to Xavier here, if only because it would aid in rituals we communicate or spells that would communicate with him or whatever.
Did you think war
In
crimes
Pandemonium.
designed to be done?
No.
Exactly, in a war doesn't mean the war crime is okay.
Yeah, it's a war crime, exactly.
I think the only thing is war crimes are usually applicable to human-like creatures who all are under the same agreement. I don't think devils fall into that
also,
group.
there's not really state actors in this particular. You guys really are just terrorists. I mean,
Nice.
We're the rebels.
Yeah, rebels or freedom fighters. Come on.
Yeah, freedom fighters.
That's what the terrorists call themselves.
You know what the media calls terrorists that aren't apparently evil to them.
Yeah, exactly. So. And speaking of evil, it's a slightly evil. It is a nicely appointed rec room, but it is just kind of the sort of equivalent to swastikas hanging above the fireplace and stuff. It's
it's
very.
I take that down. Okay.
It's okay.
We're doing a little
the
sweep.
dawn livery and stuff in there because it is they are kind of. I mean, I use swastikas flippantly there, but they do hang a lot of their. They're quite fond of their heraldry, if you see what I mean. They hang it kind of all over the place, just like certain
If we couldn't torch this place,
political
right?
parties
It's
did.
impossible. It'd be too much burn. It's
The forts. Yeah.
No, but you can. If it would be kind of in your face in the rec room, you probably would want to tear it down and
Yeah, let's tear it down.
under
I was
pile.
asking you to just burn it or dissolve it in some acid or some shit.
There's just many. He goes as much acid as he wants.
Just one giant gold
But not
run
while it's
above
on the
it and
walls
then
and
flip it
the whole
over.
collapses.
It's okay. We'll be alright.
Probably, honestly. Yeah, and you guys. Yep. You just use Leon can multiple people can lay on hands. People can treat
Yeah.
wounds and stuff. It's yeah. You guys can all just heal to full in like a couple of hours at most.
Sweet.
And it like documents to shuffle through something like that in the officer room.
Mein Kampf. The
Yes, no. There's all sorts of like
We're gonna get jacket
documents tracking. There's like by far and away the most detailed maps of any parts of unknown territory that you've ever seen, and even then not like that, but like landmarks kind of like out to sort of even like 80 or 100 miles. Like patrol routes and stuff mapped that like have gone out like this far and stuff. It's sort of like beyond north of the wall sort of dealio. In Game of Thrones kind of vibe, like the way they handle it. Except that there's no wall and they're actively trying to push. And like the border, you couldn't see it so well from here because it's like many miles away. But like the specifications, like manuals here that like for training, telling people how to construct a trench and stuff on the border, and it is like. They build like very similar to like the fortifications. It's not a wall around the edge of the realm. It's like barbed wire and trenches and connected trench networks, and advanced magical implements like the like adamantine rod kinetic artillery that they fired at you earlier when you like arrived. That they typically wouldn't be firing into the kingdom. They'd be firing it out. So yeah, like and you get like a lot. You learn quite a lot actually. There's like all sorts of manuals about how they operate here. How like they supply the front, how many troops would be expected out there, and actually honestly, you can even go through the garrison and more or less estimate that yes, like they would have brought almost all of the troops back from the border to defend. Like that the border, is now almost certainly just like based on like the battle groups and stuff that you saw. Like it takes you a little while. It's not like the first time you read it, it's an estimation, but you've got like a couple of hours of healing and stuff here, so you figure that out.
Can I have floor border patrol?
Yes.
Nice.
Have it for free.
You're part of the DSA now.
Why not? And yeah, you get you see more about like their tactics and like the artillery they fired at you was like definitely operating at. They use a less basically they threw it less hard because you were very like low range for it, and also they wanted it to impact soon. But like they typically use them to attack targets that might be 20, 40, 60 miles away, even further, and they have flight times in the like many seconds or even minutes. And impact much harder than like you get the documents for like you even find the rituals that would like that the spellcasters use to like fire them. And like or not rituals because it's done with like 3 actions. Well, 3 action spells that like multiple spellcasters can channel together to like cause it to happen. There's like you have to like build up power beforehand and stuff. It's not like that straightforward, but like it's you find like the spells written down to the point you could put them in like a spell book or whatever.
So it's fully magic based. There's no like siege weapon.
They exist in the world. There's ballisters, there's trebuchets, like the conventional stuff. But because it's a relatively high fantasy setting, the Forsworn, who were the elite border guards, who were like descended from in the previous empire, descended from like the heroes who founded it and everything, developed like almost sort of futuristic technology through arcane means to defend. Like they basically got very good at defending their border, and a lot of like the things they used have been usurped by the Dawn, and that's probably one of like the most notable. But there's like magical minefields and stuff that they put down. There's there's basically things that enable them to fight a sort of a weird fantasy analogy of a kind of World War I / World War II battlefield, but without any real mechanization, I suppose. I'm getting like a bit in the weeds here, sort of like with a historical analogy, but yeah, it's trenches, it's artillery, it's scouting patrols that move fast and return quickly and small groups of men and stuff. It's it's area denial. It's minefields and barbed wire to like funnel monsters and stuff in directions. That's the broad tactics they use. Obviously enhanced by like the magic of the devils as well. Like the devils are a relatively potent force, and I don't have a nearly like super deep knowledge of the full devil list enough to suggest what they would be doing. But like there's like a bunch of ways in which they would incorporate like powerful devil commanders and stuff in like key positions where they're like bolstering the most troops and all that shit.
Yeah, I'll just like sort it, do some highlights so I can hand over to whoever garrisons the fort after us.
Yeah, sure. You know, there's going to be a government later, and they're going to need these notes.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
You like annotate, make a couple of corrections, like
Yeah,
just,
you know,
just
like this is
improvements,
this is
and you
wrong,
know, yeah,
put
exactly.
the colored post-it notes on it, just full on.
But I do think just on that, if Brahmaxizo said I say to collect them, I think that they're going to be super valuable to the resistance as a whole, like all these maps and notes.
Yeah, for sure. Even though, and it's more a note that, like, I mean, these kind of deal specifically with like the land around Fort, Fort
stolen
Roshan.
lands
It's
have long
not,
been
like miles out into the beyond elsewhere. It's like it's the tactical knowledge necessary to man this particular fort, but it's good to know that like in other forts will exist similar documentation that will be useful and should be attempted to be recovered.
If the resistance plans to stay here and maintain this fort for a while, these are valuable to even just maintain the fort as well.
No one has talked about that. It may be worth discussing, even though it probably would have been topics of discussion like in the month of downtime. But no, like the key objectives of this entire plan is to deny Sandorix to the devils by destroying his Ravener husk before they have the opportunity to dehuskify. Beyond that, there's like contingencies depending on like exactly what shape the forces are in and stuff, and like what, but like almost basically none of them involve, and then we go to war, and then we free all of Atlas in one go, and then and the devils are done. It's like. It's maybe we're able to like hold, given the fact that like of the fact of geography and the forest, maybe we're like able to establish and hold like a hostile satellite state here that we can like build a proper nation out of, and eventually but like it's not sort of like yes, and then after the fight in the forest we march to New Pandemonium and fuck them all up. But at the same time, like again bringing up slightly earlier in this session, like Greybow kind of went away thoughtfully from the conversation, like maybe and the way she said I'm going to go talk to Sajin and Landria, like the implication was maybe like tactically we can reassess our capabilities and objectives here.
Yeah. I'll let him figure it out. I'm beating Leon and Puldo really easily. I played a lot in the guardhouse.
Was that like a dex check?
But it's funny. It's like it's
not the way I play it. I play that space.
It's something. Vectus is like, man. If you trace a straight line path bouncing off enough walls, eventually it encounters a pocket.
Exactly.
You just like 80 bounces later, it finally finds a pocket.
I'm why they call it.
Back, it's got to stay within the pool table. You can't just go over.
It's like scorch mark lines zigzagging across the board, like the force in which he's accelerated the ball.
Let's kill the guy. This is how they invented guns. This is how they invented a pool shoe.
It's like, that's a really obscure reference. It's like in one of the early Guards books, right? The alchemists are trying to, in the Pratchett universe, they're trying to like create an alternative to ivory for pool balls, and they're like experimenting with, and like they test one, the ball like accelerates and like explodes out through a window and it like detonates in the street. And they're like, okay, back to the drawing board on that.
Like, useless.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, your dex is not that bad, huh? You have plus
What? It's plus zero.
Good. Hey, it was a good game, my friend.
Wow, you even had your clumsy activators, huh?
Oh, I even had a clumsy. When I wheeled the pool cue in 2 hands, I get clumsy for this. I used an oversized cue. A fighter non still, man. I'm so scared of losing.
It doesn't even say that.
So yeah, useful documentation. I mean, like, certainly like plenty of supplies, like armaments that aren't like a particular interest to you guys, but like arms and armor and stuff that like is probably so I suppose. I mean, I don't know. Like, given that you've got a couple of hours and like you've been planning this for like months and stuff, and you're reasonably tactically savvy, like someone probably goes and like does like an overview inventory to report to like
I mean, we get XP per weapon when we had it. So
exactly.
Fucking loaded.
Report to Greybird, like, exactly.
That's the worth of moves, man.
I'm assuming that's Moonsong's job, right? To go through the files and stuff.
That sounds like a nerdy job, yeah.
Sounds like
I do that, yeah, easy.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you basically catalog a report of like all the material that's like relevant to the resistance that's here, so that the logistics team can like plan, okay, this many carts, or like this is how we can transport the magic. We send a couple of dragons or whatever. I don't know, like how much needs to be transported and to where. So yeah, you gather all that information and report it in. And not like by the time you've finished healing up and done it. Basically, got everything out of the way that needs to be done around the castle to your estimation. Like you still haven't been issued direct instructions by Greybird yet. Would you guys want to just like sort of continue relaxing pool games until like a long rest would naturally happen and just like wait and see when she contacts? Or do you guys have like other things you want to do this evening?
Well, during the evening, I guess I'll shoot a message back. I mean, like,
Did we lose?
Leon incoming. Good time update.
Hi, Leon.
Great,
Sorry,
great.
we're still imagining exactly what might be the best use of everyone's time, but we think the thinking right now is that you will now come to command the siege of Aim. The mercenary company inside have chosen not to sally forth and meet us in the field of battle, but their proximity to the forest of the central forest of Falnar is means we cannot move on the ziggurat with them at our back. Oh yes, I mean.
And does full
That's
damage
the
max
southwest,
out? Parachute
right?
in this edition? You parachute into sieges? I don't know. How does full damage max?
That's
750 damage, man. They fucked in this one, huh? Much harder to jump from outer space as barbarian.
Those bastards.
resistance not quite as good.
But if you have Catfall, the skill feat, and legendary acrobatics, you can just fall forever.
Hey, we just take a little featherfall potion, right? I'm sure it's easy.
It might be long enough that it runs
So
out.
we're the siege of
Aim over here.
Aim. Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty close to
out
zero.
in Oof, very defensive, yeah.
Because David, for your information, I'm not sure if you've been told, like that is ziggurat with the undead dragon and shit. That is maybe part of this whole trouble
It's in
that
the
we're trying to
mountains,
stop. Well, it's in this
No, no,
forest
no.
right here.
In the forest.
It's
right?
in the, I thought I
It's
flew
in that
there.
text,
I
yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty close.
Yeah, so it's not that they directly, but it's that if you guys move on the ziggurat and like are trying to conduct operations there, and then suddenly an army sort of like turns up behind you, it can but all of the major military presences in Falinar or in this like whole sort of West Church corner of the world need to be like handled before you can safely move on, before the resistance feels safe to move on the ziggurat. And can
Okay, well, let's.
get away with things.
We've been over those parts, and I don't know. What do you think? Can you get us there, teleporting style?
Yeah, can.
Don't we need to
Between-
wait for somebody to replace us here first?
No, so like specifically, you guys like they might come and collect the material, but in the immediate time, like the reason these positions were sent, you guys were sent to these positions is because they're specifically not planning on occupying them.
Okay.
That's like, for example, why the bridge was destroyed at Swiftwater, and why you spent so much time like destroying all of the. This place had. I mean, and honestly, in the time you were here, you would have like gone and destroyed, like made a couple of things useless. But this doesn't really have like the same infrastructure for like forges and stables and like all this like that's dealt with in Swiftwater. It supplies this this garrison. So there's not quite so much that you like need to disable here. I mean, in theory, it would be useful if you just stayed and demolished like the entire castle, and it was no longer a position for the Dawn to retake here. But in the long run, that'll be less useful because someone's going to have to defend this, and like who has the time for that? So it's basically the reason that you guys were sent here and here is because the Resistance basically plans to, basically occupy Godshold as as a fortified position, as the only fortified position on the east side of the river, and then occupy positions on the riverbank all the way along here and to here, and contest any attempts to cross, which is why the Swiftwater Bridge needed to be destroyed. Because the Dawn basically this is the plan. Who knows how it works out, but will be reluctant to come through the Dwarven land because like there's clearly some kind of curse there that isn't properly understood yet. And the forest is always been the hardest part of the kingdom for them to control. Like even since the fall of Atlas, basically before Atlas existed, the elves had more control over their entire forest than humans did over the land outside. Like the forest was always slightly elfy, and even now that Atlas has fallen, it remains the place where their patrols are most likely to go missing, where you wouldn't want to just be one random dawn walking around, where it's the tree will just like fucking turn out to be an ent and grab you or whatever. So it's like the whole north has been like the least tamed, or at least northward has been the least tamed region. So it kind of also creates a basically they've got a very narrow gap through which they can really advance safely, unless they want to come all the way around the north side of the forest, which they can do, but will hopefully take longer than the operation that you guys are planning. Like they're not anticipating threats, like serious, garrison threats from Elvenhold and stuff, until you guys have had the opportunity to deal with the which is why like you guys bum rush these so fast, and like there's already like Lake would have been taken today, Cambia will have been taken today. Fort Congo will be under siege, Fort Nashor will be under siege, 12 Vane will be dealt with later, and they're like already planning for like the operation is a huge rush to basically get away with this guerrilla action before the Dawn have a chance to react, and then assess the situation. Where are the Dawn? How have they reacted so far? Where is their strength coming from? What can we hold? Can we hold anything? Do we just like disperse to the wind, having denied them this potential sort of weapon of mass destruction? Like that's kind of up in the air, but that's the broad tactical outline, is to use the river and the unfavorable, like the fact that this is such an isolated position because of the dwarven land and the forest. This plan could not work somewhere like Alaria in the northeast of the kingdom, or in the south. Like this only really works because you're so cut off from the world.
Until you said Fort Nashor, I completely forgot you named two forts, Nashor and Rosha.
Yeah, and Kongol. Kongol's the one from Pond. Don't let him
Oh yeah, definitely knew that one. Yeah,
definitely.
Roshan, Nashor, Kongol. It's so fun. I love because when did I do that? I did that when I was making the world map for the original Atlas Rising campaign, right? Like so long ago you make these decisions, and now we're like having a fucking siege battle. I love it, man. That's why.
Fort Rosha. It seems so serious, like it didn't even. Yeah, but I'll say to Isaac, like, but if you're worried about the monsters coming in from the beyond, we let a lot of survivors escape. They'll spread the word that the fort has fallen. I believe these areas will be cleared out of any innocent civilians.
I was more thinking about the survivors coming back here, but I guess it's not a meaningful force, is it?
Yeah, they're small fry.
I guess.
And they wouldn't see like it'd be provisioned and equipped and everything as well.
Sure.
Like you guys don't really consider them. You consider them like a threat in the sense that like maybe they'll pose a threat to a resistance group that isn't you at some point, like in an ambush, but like whatever, or they'll like move and like threaten again, potentially be a threat to a skeleton garrison at Fort Congo or Fort Nashor later or whatever. Like worth knowing they're in the area, but like not necessarily a threat to you.
On the scale of raiding bandits.
If they came back to fight you, you guys would mop the floor with them in like in seconds.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, so I guess we do say to Greybeard, let's do it.
Once we finish a longer rest, we could technically teleport.
Yeah, we'll be ready in the morning.
There.
So wait, but I say this to the party. So, they're currently sieging the city, and they've decided to try to hold out the siege, the defenses. What are we going to try to do? Are we going to try to like break in from the side, or are we going through the main gate? What do you think is our best?
Always mind the main gate.
Yeah, I look at Beck. I know his answer.
Always easy.
I know what I plan to do, but I know
It's
his
like,
answer.
what's that Office meme where it's the same picture, except it's like it's Beck, and it's the armored Titan, and it's like the same picture.
Look, but wouldn't it be a nice variety to like stab them in the back without them knowing that we're here, just for like a little while at least.
I mean, what? You didn't know some of these ones, like, mercenaries not actually even dawned there, huh?
Yeah, that's true. I'm not actually sure how big of the mercenary force it is, I suppose. So.
I mean, they're fucking scum, but, like, maybe they'll be more likely to at least
I don't know if you
remember.
You remember ages ago, you guys were traveling through, I think, Laconia. And
yeah, I remember
you encountered a group of Dawn that, like, weren't immediately... worried by the fact that you were carrying weapons, which seemed weird in the world, and then they just seemed to have assumed you were mercenaries and directed you north, like to continue.
Then we killed them, right?
Yeah, and then you killed them. Yeah,
Good times.
Yeah,
no,
that's
always all
when ASIC learned about our
Relationship.
We are
general
heroes.
hatred and what our existence is
yeah.
for.
We
It's
are
basically ending
heroes.
the dawn.
And
We are heroes.
yeah,
That's
like
weird.
you know, they like basically a significant number of, because this was always like from the days of the sort of founding of this world, it was a sort of world of adventurers, and adventurers, you know, was sort of in the Atlas would go on to join the Forsworn, and obviously a lot of adventurers, you know, or you know, former Forsworn who survived the culling or whatever, you know, just reside in the general population now, and like basically a lot of them did join the Dawn, and a lot of them, you know, didn't.
Yeah.
And there's a sizable portion of those who didn't join the Dawn that would be willing to work with the Dawn. They just don't want to sign like a devil contract or whatever. Like, there's just always too much for them. And the Dawn have never really tapped into that as a resource before now. They've always just been like, no, if you want to be employed by us, you gotta. But they seem to have. This is what you guys have kind of got understood from the planning and everything, that they've issued a call for, like, you know, we need an, you know, you're not gonna have literally, you know, bond your soul to hell, and like, you know, if you break your bond you die, and we have your soul forever. But like, yeah, we'll pay you as mercenaries. You know, gather, we need a, you know, defensive force. They probably didn't specify for exactly what to the mercenaries, but you know, there was, you know, it was like, you know, there was an incursion they needed to be action ready for, and they were going to be garrisoned at AIM and ready to move out, sort of Golden Company style, sort of.
But their will can be broken, unlike the actual Dawn.
But yeah, like,
Yeah,
actually,
that's a good
much more
point, I
disparate, like
suppose.
a random group of like of connected, yeah.
Like, yeah, they've
Oh,
chosen
yeah,
the
I
wrong
mean-
side, and they should be defeated
yeah,
for it.
Exactly, well, I mean, fucking hell, they're basically as bad as the actual Dawn, you know, they're silent.
Yeah, but almost. However, I do
Yeah,
want to
so-
stipulate, if they surrender, we should give them the opportunity. That's all I ask.
Kind of opportunity.
I mean, if
To
they're
surrender.
mercenaries, we might be able to even bribe them or scare them out of helping.
Send them a message or other mercenaries if we don't take prisoners, so they better, you know, stop. If they know they can just surrender and get off scot-free, then maybe they won't care. You know, other ones in other cities will keep doing their shitty deeds. If
Now
they
we'll
know
deal with that when we
copies-
get there. Berk,
Oh,
I'm
right.
gonna put my foot down on this one. You gotta give him a chance.
Alright.
Like, they're our enemy, you know, don't forget, but gotta give him
I
a
won't
chance to
forget, don't
surrender.
worry about that part.
Also, don't forget the second part.
What was the second part again?
God.
You know, have they really done anything so wrong though?
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
like they've agreed to they've agreed
Yes.
to, for an admittedly fascist state, garrison a position against an unspecified threat, and yeah, and then defend it or move out, you know, on command for money. Okay.
That's
Okay.
definitely. What? That's bad. It's like, you know, it's like
It's
literal
bad.
devil. What do you mean? You guys are like, oh,
It's-
I'm mercenary, I'll work for
They
fucking
may
money,
only,
you
like,
know.
I mean, they're not making the deal directly. Like, you're signing an unofficial agreement, right? Not like sign your soul away.
I think this is just Beck's chaotic good side. Like he's so anti this action.
What?
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Fucking evil. You guys are kidding.
It's
Oh, no,
evil.
I'm not
Stop doing
disagreeing,
that.
by the way. I think
I
it
mean,
is.
it's
But
not being evil,
I can
though.
see how people might justify, because, like, well, we're not making the deal directly with the devils. We're not signing a contract, right, for our souls. We're just defending a populace. Right? Like, I can see why people could justify doing that. But
Yeah, we
if
don't
they're
know the
presented
exact
with the
terms,
option
we don't-
and still refuse...
If you're like hired to be like a guard in World War II at like a camp, and you're like, yeah, but I'm defending from attacking forces. Like, you know, you're fucking not. Like, what do you mean?
Well, it is not like an official war or anything. Like, people don't even know the resistance exists.
Yeah. I mean,
also, there's not
defension.
there's not like a current genocide being carried out. They wiped
I
out
mean-
certainly all of the,
Mhm.
they wiped out all of the families
I
and
see.
descendants of the.
Yeah, they already completed the genocide.
But yeah, you know,
But again, they weren't
Oh,
signing up
families.
then.
yeah, exactly. They were probably fighting then, honestly. Anyway, no,
Anyways.
yeah, I think it's interesting. It's not straightforward.
Very straightforward.
Not as straightforward as
Yeah,
just
it's
straight dawn.
Very straightforward.
Whatever. We got to talk. We got
Like,
to
you know,
destroy
does
the siege
a
anyway.
North Korean police officer deserve to die? Asks Ian.
Oh, that's completely different.
I know.
Not even close to the same.
Is it though?
Yeah,
it's-
it's completely different.
After he surrenders, though, that's the important bit.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I said yeah, maybe.
Well, yeah, sure, maybe.
You can't make blanket statements
It's
like
kinda-
yes, like you know.
this is
You can't
kinda
do
like-
that.
It's changing.
Beck roleplays chaotic so well. I love it. He's so anti like a deal or like a fixed like outcome to. He's just I think the swingy crit was really perfect for Beck as like a
Yeah.
massive like character thing as well.
Good. Yeah.
Anyway,
Look, whatever. Yeah, sure, we'll figure it out. But like, we gotta attack the city. It's under siege.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more important. It's like Mark said, you one thing at a time. You know, deal what we do with them after we make them. Whatever, surrender.
Yeah, so my original question was, how do we do that?
Yeah. And you didn't like the front door.
All I'm saying is, it's a siege. They've tried the front door. Sure, we're powerful, but maybe there's other ways.
What about the thunder, lightning, siege spell they use on us here? Could we maybe use that?
I mean, you tried to explain it, but
Alright. They're kind of too heavy, but I can't see I could throw one.
like, we could bring it with us, is what you're saying, and then spellcaster could use it to.
Yeah. Sure.
Are you wanting us to bombard the enemy
Yeah.
position?
There's a lot of
I was gonna
civilians
do a
in
no
there.
civilian death run, but okay, let's just grab it
Exactly.
instead.
Like that has a lot of civilian casualties
Yeah, like-
potential.
I mean, looking
But we're
through the
bombarding our own
document-
city.
I
I'm the evil one. Let's bombard the city.
General siege weapons have potential, but just looking at your looking at the documentation for that particular weapon, like that,
Not mobile.
it was well, no, not specifically not mobile, but like it was like the form they targeted, the version they targeted you with was like the lowest range, fastest impacting, lowest kinetic energy form, and it had a radius in like the 50s to like hundreds of meters of like the damage impact it did. So, and like, you know, there's like the high kinetic energy versions of this do, you know, like produce like craters like a kilometer across basically.
Oh.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's actually one thing that, right, if we were to look off to
Jesus.
the north, wouldn't we see that? Like literal craters, just
like well, I mean, the thing is that the modes that deal like damage that far, like target positions like 40, 60, 80
Multiple
miles,
hexes.
almost
Okay.
80 miles away. So like, yeah, you might see some in like in the far distance, like from the top of the tower. Yeah, honestly, you probably could actually like near the horizon make out like,
Sort of
even
natural
like the ones that you would be able to see closer would be like smaller craters. Like there'd also be like craters where minefields and stuff had happened. I mean, it's like it's a big churned out World War I battlefield, but yeah, there were some like significantly larger sort of craters produced out there, especially in the far distance.
It would make
I
one of a
kinda,
warning
scratch
shot.
my head. It's like, like
Warning shot. What if you just like blow up a mountain behind the city and say
Right?
you're next?
I'm like, but like it's
And
a
then-
big castle. Like, could we not just
Jericho.
teleport? Like, is it not possible to teleport like behind the walls or onto the walls or anything like that? Like we can get
Teleport
close
was-
enough to like see it, right? But like still out, you know, like from like I guess wherever we're sieging from.
yeah. I mean, I guess we could do two, right? Because we have the
Yeah,
take
Yeah.
a Leon, bring a cat for free ability.
exactly, right. So we get close enough, we can see where we want to go, and then you teleport us behind the walls.
Just like yeah, this is no. I'm sure it's no rules is written, but like it is sort of the fantasy of my world. Like there exists magic that like
Stop teleportation.
yeah, it will not stop, but would attempt to like counteract. Like you could do a ritual that would like create an aura that you had to refresh like every day or whatever that would attempt to counteract like any teleportation into or out of a place. Like now, you guys, your teleportation magic is likely it just in terms of what you assess, what kind of level of spells people have access to, and you know your just general like military assessment of the situation. Your level of magic is likely to succeed and be able to get through that, but just, you know, you'd be aware that there would be, like, magical
Yeah.
defenses that would attempt to counteract that. It's not just, like, a free thing to just, like, teleport, you know, that all your
Yeah,
spellcasters just
yeah,
go,
yeah.
hey, everyone, prepare to teleport, we'll just go in tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, another option,
Don't
right,
limit your
is...
character to numbers, right? Like, it's also
like,
a high level spell, and you're gonna
every-
take
yeah.
4 people, like, so it's fine.
Right. But I mean, every fort has some form, right? There could be sewage drains. There could
Oh,
be other blind spots. No, I'm just saying like there are other ways. So, like,
we're
we might be
heroes
able
of
to
all,
have.
Promok. We don't know sewage drains
you guys-
anymore.
You didn't want to
guys
the
are-
front door.
Like, I might be able to sneak around, find us a better entry point, and we can sneak in.
Well, so
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
There are currently like there is a siege ongoing. It's like you're definitely talking about this like which is fair. It's in character, I think, at the moment, especially given the talk about how powerful and stuff you guys have become. But like she did say, come and like take command of the siege, not come and like solo the castle. You know, like was the specific word she used. If you guys are like, yeah, we just like find it. You know, we'll just like teleport, we'll fuck everything up, open the gates, you guys come in.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah, just go over there, take command, and we're like,
take command of the siege, and you guys are like,
full
okay, so what if
Thanos, and just like I'll do it myself.
5 of us teleport onto the wall or go up the sewage drain and just like, you know,
Exactly.
like, so yeah, like you guys would know based on the like, you guys don't know what the current status of the siege is, but you know that like by tomorrow morning, but like you know, by the start of day 2 of the operation, like the basics of a siege line that basically are, I'd say like here and here. You see on the map those red lines I've drawn? Yeah, those in the planning stage are where like the resistance was planning on setting up. You know, like setting up siege lines, and then you know, like sallying forth, and you know, artillery shots in the back. But those, that's the kind of like the back line of the siege.
Man, I get the character one of us mentions this. And
yeah, that's a good point, Moonsong.
Yeah, Moonsong, good point. But like, come on, I kind of like they think I'm just gonna like they want me to sit in the back of like the command room and like tell people where to stand. I don't fucking know.
Well, you've brought up some good points
you
in
do,
war
actually.
meetings before. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have a
but,
surprising amount of insight in these
There
kinds
must have people who have way more experience than like us. Like you'd have actually fought in like fucking big wars. Like I have to fight on a more personal level.
Yeah, but I think what we should do is first check in with the army, see what
let's
they know,
yeah.
and then if we have any valuable insights, we'll give it to them.
Alrighty. Do we fast forward to the morning? Teleport?
Yeah, so later in the evening, you know, like kind of more like 11, 11 or 12, like you guys are sort of probably maybe asleep or just getting ready to go to sleep. Greybird gets back in touch with everyone, basically everyone except Asic, but I assume Leon. But she can't, I don't think she can get in touch with Asic. I don't know if ever. Or did she ever do like a thing? Did I ever make up a thing where she touched you? I was like,
so, no.
no, ever? No, okay, I never bullshitted some shit. No, okay.
No,
So
does
yeah,
not
she has
sense.
no. She has no connection.
Can she connect with Moonsong even?
No, also just.
Maybe not.
I think Moonsong, you did do a bullshit thing.
Yeah, maybe Moonsong did a bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she got her like new goddess or whatever. Bullshit thing. Asic, the philosopher's extractor rings. You just pick them up.
It's like a landline, but it's like unconnected to this box.
Yeah, like one of the test tubes goes ling, ling, ling. You like listening to the test tube. Hold another test tube to your mouth. Sadly, as cool as that would be, that would just be kind of like slightly too silly. Slightly too silly. So yeah, you yeah, but like, did you guys not have like the psychic connection anymore? Or does someone need to cast that?
It's like next daily preparations.
Okay, yeah.
So it would.
So it would still. So yeah, Leon can hook Asic. So everyone can basically hear the conversation anyway. Is the point. And yeah, she kind of clarifies and goes into a bit more detail and says that, but yeah, fundamentally it was going to, Sagi and Olandria were overseeing the siege and like were going to like basically be the ones that would attempt to have the castle taken within a few days, but given the pace at which you guys have demonstrated that you can take out powerful threats, the new plan is that you guys basically come to the city, assess, because nobody knows. Basically, you're getting powerful so fast that nobody knows your capabilities like you guys do. It's hard for anybody to make like a command assessment of like what impact you guys are going to have in a battlefield situation. They keep underestimating. So, given that you guys are the only ones who know what you're going to be able to do, you come in, you assess your own abilities, you assess the assets you have available to you in the besieging forces, and come up with some creative way to break the city open early. At the same time, Sagi and Elandria are going to move on early to Fort Swelvain with like some of the besieging force. So fundamentally, your force on this side is going to be. Obviously, I'd want to think instead of an arrow, gesturing with an arrow, but like yeah, on that side, it's going to be like at half strength. It's really only going to be good for holding that position and blocking supplies and stuff. So your main attack is going to have to come from where the main force was already. And Sagi and Elandria are going with half of that force up to start dealing with, and probably given that Sagi and Elandria are actually quite powerful as well. In fact, 1-for-1, they're still more powerful than you guys. They're just not. There's not 5 of them. They're going to go and deal with that particular situation creatively as well, and let you guys handle the harder target. I think that's fundamentally she doesn't express it this way, but that's fundamentally the realization is that you guys are now the most powerful single unit to fight another
group.
Target. It's not Sagi and Elandria anymore. It was when you guys were 15, and probably when you guys were even 16. I think 2 18s is very tough for a 5-man party of 16s. That's maybe that's kind of close to balance, but now the balance has definitely shifted.
Man, feels good.
So we can take them. The resistance starts.
Everything else going successfully with the plan, though, like the simultaneous action.
Yes, yeah, you guys communicate. She gives you kind of whoever's interested. Some people just go back to sleep. Tactical update. Fort Kongor and Nashor are on track to fall tonight. Based they allocated, they judged them correctly. They allocated the right number of troops with with the spells and stuff they have. They'll overcome the garrisons and they'll fall by the morning, which was the plan. And then those forces will occupy those forts. Lape and Cambier basically fell totally without incident because as Swiftwater they weren't even actually fortified. There was and you guys didn't really face a real. I mean, they were also, I guess that would be interesting to mention. There were reports of more of those strange spellcaster devils that you encountered in the streets of Swiftwater. Someone was it was a Bromok, I think, was traveling and got ambushed by a strange spellcaster kind of devil that you managed to fuck up, I think, with your sword.
Yep. And then the bow at the end. Yeah.
And the bow at the end, yeah, exactly. So reports in Leap and Cambia, those are found as well, and they were they can disguise themselves as humans really easily and stuff. So there's a bit of a an ongoing, okay, we didn't quite plan for this. How do we deal with powerful devil saboteurs potentially hidden within the population? And it's not there's no solution to that, but it's a reallocation of resources. That's the kind of tactical planning that's going on around those. But again, those are not it's more holding holding those towns as kind of those are just it means it's a threat to the garrisons there because people on patrol are liable to just get ambushed and killed outright. No, it's not they're going to retake the towns or anything. So they're not an existential threat in that particular sense. But it's not a threat to the campaign. It's just the people stationed those towns could be a bit of a morale loss if they're just fucking walking around the streets and it could be powerful devils that just ambushing you at any moment.
Really fucked.
Okay.
It's true.
So yeah, I think those are the major tactical outcomes for the day. Everything's got obviously God's Hold was insta win this morning. The garrison is still strong there, although they're no longer using the sewers because they've now got a much more fortified castle and a big lake that they can use. Otherwise, well done for neutralizing your 2 military targets so effectively.
Right.
Woo! We're
We are too effective. Incredibly effective.
Too effective.
Nothing can stop us. Blessed.
famous last words.
And,
Okay,
yeah.
let's go.
Have a lovely night.
That's basically it. So yeah, you guys got a long rest.
Sleep soundly.
And then what is the plan in the morning?
Yeah, I mean,
It's just teleport to where we know, I guess, the main command structure of the siege line.
yeah. Yeah, first check that out and then see what we should do. I probably still like the plan of just us going in and fucking shit up, but let's just see
I
what's up.
still think we should walk to the main door and just
Not necessarily that part of the plan, but we'll see.
that plan.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. So where are we teleporting to? Sorry, someone mark the. locations.
Uh,
So it's 2 teleports, right?
Do we know where, like, well, I don't like where is like the main command?
On the road. On the road. You know, just
Okay, on the
basically
road.
target this hex
I
as
guess we
the
would, like,
fundamental one.
target
I get it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that the first one,
Is that like what's the range on the teleport? Do you need like 2 for this, or you just upcast it and you can go like 1,000 miles or whatever? Because like isn't one version like 100-mile range or something, and one
Yeah,
1,000?
I don't know. Teleport. We need to hide it to 7 to do it in one. What we would do, we would have to do. We couldn't even do 2/6. We basically need to do like a 7.
Yeah.
And I can't cast 7, so
I can't cast 7 yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess then we maybe we're fine.
Well, no. So I mean, it's basically it becomes a day's travel, right? It becomes 2 teleports and then
A whole day?
two
Are we
hexes worth of
gonna
travel.
waste a day?
Oh man, that's some newbie shit. We have to do like
That's
a
a
walk
no
there.
fuse.
I mean, I guess I can
Probably
fly
better.
there. So.
I mean, like
so we're just gonna say,
the,
hey, Star, we can't make it in a day, so pass.
the original. I don't think the like our instruction never sort of expected you to be there tomorrow. Like you know,
I
should
expect
kind of
it to be
assume
there
it's going to take
tomorrow.
you.
I
Yeah,
assume
well,
we'll
fine.
be
Yeah,
there
sure.
tomorrow.
They
Guys,
expect it to be
Sure.
at both Swisswasser and Fort Roshan in a day, but not like here. Mm.
How did we get to go? Oh no, yeah, but that's
That's
that was-
Because you were in
That's
Fort
what-
Daybreaks, you went to there, or like to there.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
You're there
Oh,
and you
that's
just like
cool.
hexed it. And then you just the second one was like to just
Yeah,
outside.
Okay. I guess we
Alright, I guess we
travel.
ride.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I think she expected you to be there in like 2 or 3 days, but yeah.
Well,
the
I
invitation was not.
feel like we're slow getting there the second
Okay.
the evening. I feel bad about it. I'm
We
like,
could
calm
just
down.
like
Fully all
do the
full
2
load,
teleports
like,
and
Well, what's the
wait.
body's move speed like? Maybe you get like way more hexes because of travel rules or whatever.
Just
Mine's
we cast
35.
Teleport twice today, Moonsong. You can do that, right?
Sorry? If I
That's
can
spontaneous,
cast-
right? Can you just cast it twice?
Sure,
I can't.
yeah.
No, I
matters,
can only do
but-
it once.
Same.
It's a different.
Not a lore oracle.
Comes from a
Useless.
different thing.
From an
Oh.
archetype or whatever.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Same.
yes, arcane, and so I can't even get on my primal list. You guys get taught it to me for the night. Nope. So,
Alright.
I guess we have to run. I don't know. My move speed is now 35. I don't know if it's like a lot.
Yeah, no, it's not a path. It's still gonna be a day to go 2 hexes, basically. I think.
Crazy.
Like, they'll get there like mid-afternoon rather than like at like bedtime or whatever. So
Sure.
you'll have like time to like survey the situation in
Yeah, I guess
daylight.
we're like riding / running.
Like, but like, if you wanted to like do a night attack on the first night, like you'd have the time to plan. You'd have the time to plan it in the afternoon and stuff. Like,
What I like to
I like that plan.
This counts as traveling, though, right? So we have to do the new traveling rules to
No.
see if you know what.
you can't be fucked.
I just always get
So
that.
I know the rolls to see what buffs. Yeah, for sure. Like that shit. I'm just not like gonna just like random encounters or fucking.
Yeah, but I mean like the.
I don't
The
know.
only one I see around is like
Nature.
Aztecs one. You know,
7
like,
hex weeks of movement or whatever and all that shit. Like,
Yeah, because like most of them don't really matter, right? Because
yeah,
there's
but
somebody-
go see if you get some like interesting outcomes. Maybe some things happen.
No, that's true. Because like you can get a what's it called? Like random loot table stuff. You know, I'll do nature. Why not? I don't care.
Happen.
But I already succeeded if Moonsung succeeds.
I never succeed, remember? That's how it
So,
works.
you just got a crit.
You succeed on a 32? I don't think so.
No, only if
Oh,
Moonsung
30.
succeeds.
Yeah,
It's a crit succeeds because of plus
It's
4.
easy-
It's a
easy
36
to-
now.
Moons on fail as always.
Sometimes, yeah.
But Acid
Wait,
makes
what
the
was
weapon
that?
nice and sharp, so it's okay. Good work, Acid. I mean, yeah.
I need to crit to get it on mine. Like on my attack rolls.
So who gets the +1 weapon against the +1 armor? Is it back in Leon as always?
Pretty sure.
Of course.
Thank you.
Cool.
I give you a little pat on the head.
They're still the best, yeah.
Makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nice. So we do that, I guess, and then you try to get to the like. I guess we just head towards the big tent.
Either I do. No, there's not really a case for it because
Big tent.
when you crit, it's so valuable.
Yeah.
There's a by volume of attacks. I think technically Braum still outpaces Beck,
That's probably true.
but the
The
fact
volume,
is, like when
for
I crit,
sure.
I can maybe do like 50 damage. When you crit, you do 100. So
Yeah. We will get Acid Gold Pit next time, right? Acid Gold Pit next time, that will push, I believe.
Overall, right, Claudia, to make an impression though. As we enter the camp.
Nice.
Oh well, yeah, and you're not at the camp.
While
yet.
flying.
Why
As
are
we
we-
enter the camp,
We haven't
Chris.
teleported yet,
Oh, teleport us.
Yeah, we're gonna
and then we've got a whole day of travel
Yeah,
to
then
deal
we
with.
get-
teleport me,
There we go.
baby.
To deal with
Um,
this, what are we doing for the travel? Do you want
As-
to-
Such a good
So it's the morning. You guys are preparing. to cast.
I mean,
the teleport.
we do travel undetected this week.
Nice.
That's true.
Nice.
And yeah, you're inside the fort, completely undetected. When you hear a voice from outside, a loud voice echoing across the landscape. Sounds like it's from like beyond the gate,
Calling a challenge.
calling out, "Foolish mortals! The garrison is gone! Now I, Norix, the Spider Queen, will rule this world!"
Can I see her?
Scott, damn, that's such a Saitama enemy in like the fucking
How, okay, yeah. What is the distance?
You
Because
guys
I pull out that
make
fucking
it a
rifle I got
centipede,
from
Chris.
the cyborg and
You
just
go
take
over
aim.
to the window
Yeah,
and
we
like,
were looking out the window.
and
scratch
yeah,
our heads.
there's like a huge sort of like drow or not a drider spider torso
yeah.
upper creature. She's like huge size, like scuttling forwards with her spear out, commanding like an army of like 50 to 100 spider minions of sort of like various sizes from small to large, running in behind her as he runs, basically south, like through or past like the sort of carnage of the battle that you guys were doing, and rushing down to the farmland to the south.
Like, what the?
Did you say you wanted to take shots, Bromok?
I was just, you said spider, and I was like, fuck this shit, and I pulled out the gun.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like gesture from the window. I'm like, what the? Where?
Wait, Ace, maybe we need those missiles.
Wait, but it's just a spider, right?
I
Why don't we
mean,
just leave?
if the town is infested with spiders, I think the only rule that makes sense is burn it to the ground.
Wait, the town isn't the fort.
Well, no, but they're like
already
going
in
for the village or
They've
whatever.
past the fort. They're like, the defenders of the fort. The land is helpless. They've like come,
there is a mainland.
like monsters have come from like the unknown territory and have been like discovered that
Yeah.
the land is undefended.
I got a shrug, and I'm like, that's unlucky for. Oh.
How big is this Spider Queen exactly?
Huge.
I got a shout out the window. Come find us, you bitch!
Wow.
Yeah, like,
They're like running.
yeah.
towards the town,
You can
right?
shout pretty loud, right? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah. I bet it can.
Oh yeah.
Okay, give me is it intimidation? Is it? No, not really. It's kind of. There's no taunt check, is there?
It's a persuasion. Come fight us. Please.
Yeah, you gotta put.
You
Give
bitch.
me a persuasion check back. Diplomacy, yeah. But like, yeah, diplomacy just feels so wrong,
Mm.
I've heard about the spider we killed.
No, I think it's it's the way Beck is calling this is an attempt to like intimidate someone into fighting him.
Well,
Basically,
that's 19 higher, so not
19
even that
higher. Okay. Wait, 19 higher than that, so it's like
Yeah.
plus 20 total.
32.
good. Yeah. Plus
Cool.
20 higher, yeah.
So 32. Yes. Yeah, the drow queen or whatever, Drider queen, like turns and faces and says, some last vestiges of the defenders. Get them, my minions, and they like the whole thing like turns around and they wheel around and rush towards the
Kinda like-
forts and like.
As they're doing that, I can turn to them like, but like, you're the one who's like, there's like defenseless people here, right? That's what we're worried about.
They begin like
Yeah,
scuttling through like
good
the
job.
still open gates into
Yeah,
the
it's like chatting
into
casually,
into the courtyard. Yeah.
This will be a quick warm up for today.
A lot of them. I kind of like, I don't know.
Take the defensive position, everyone.
We don't know where like our location is, like from like. I guess I
You're
try to find.
in like a room on like the 4th story overlooking the internal courtyard, with like windows that would like be quite difficult for you guys to squeeze out of.
4th story.
Do we want to
It's
like go
small
to the
building, I
corridor?
don't really want to fight in here. Yeah, Beck's like looking at the windows if he's seeing him jumping out into the courtyard.
Yeah, you reckon you could just bust through those and like it'd be like the 4 would probably be a bit over your temp HP. Like,
Yeah, but I feel prone. That's annoying.
it's annoying.
Good thing you have Kip
Yeah.
up.
No, I wish. No, I kind of gesture.
And honestly, given the current positions, you reckon if you bust out now, like you're gonna be able to get up before they get to you. They're like
Alright.
just entering the courtyard at the
I'm
moment.
like looking at
It's,
them.
it's now or never,
Yeah,
Looking at
let's
the
both
window,
out at the
looking
same
at them, looking at the
time.
window, looking at them, and I just like kind of shoulder charge like the frame of the
Okay.
window.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we freeze frame at the moment. The Beck like crashes through the wall. and like come back to it like less than a minute later as you guys are sort of like wiping spider like blood off your weapons as like she was like a CR-15 and like all of her minions were like somewhere like 5 to 10 or whatever. You guys just kind of like didn't particularly expend resources are like what wiping this off. But you do kind of like it does you sort of wonder like how many how often is this going to happen without anyone on the border like
Alright, well, hopefully that scared everybody off at least.
Yeah, exactly. For all I know, we're still here. Man, that was gross, though. Kind of like peel off, like, bits of, like, by the head.
Spider guts and legs and stuff.
Yeah, like, ugh.
How far away was that village that you was going to? Was it,
it's more like, there's like,
houses.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you remember, like, but there was like a farmhouse on the, like, map of the map where you guys did like the big siege. It was like it's not really towards a village. It's just more towards like the cultivated farmland to the south, where there's like a farmhouse every like half mile or whatever. Like maybe more than that. But it's like there's loads. Basically, there's like dozens of families of farmers and stuff in like a day's travel.
Okay, we're gonna have to ride anyway. Give me a little while. I'll go warn a few of the people, let them spread the word. It's the right thing to do. I'll be as fast as I can. Be right back.
Alright. While doing that, I'll like climb to the tower and like stick like the giant spider lady's like head on like a spike or something to like the direction like the beyond. Like scare off the other like monsters.
Good. Roll an intimidate check as you put the head on.
Oh, what? I put it on with like a happy.
Scary, yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's not very scary. Like, I like dust my hands off.
You dust your hands off and it's like upside down.
Yeah, like maybe the beyond monsters have their eyes on upside down. Head downstairs.
I wanna go to these farmhouses, Chris, and descend like a bearded angel and like spread the word that it is not safe. Spread please flee and warn the other houses.
First as you're coming, like you as you're landing, I mean, they see you sort of fly over from like the fort where they were aware, like, I mean, there was an artillery salvo earlier that probably like took out a farmhouse or two, when you guys teleported in. And like, it's clear that things have been happening. So the people gather immediately to hear from you. Like, who are you? What's happened?
I'm gonna give it a moment.
The battle at the fort.
We're part of the resistance to fight the Imperial Dawn. That doesn't matter right now for your lives. What matters right now is that you're unsafe. The fort has fallen. Please flee and take care of your lives and warn the others. The resistance will take care of you when they can and where they can. Go to Swiftwater if you're able.
Okay, give me a diplomacy check. This is one you really got to smooth over. Like, yeah.
we fucked things up for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't have a hero point.
I'm not using it, no way.
It comes across like Farquaad's like, some of you may die, but that's the sacrifice.
I mean, the response is genuinely like resentful. Like, what the fuck? We were safe. Like, what if you? Why? We have to fucking leave. What? Just because you decided to fucking kill a bunch of to kill the fort? Yes, the fort has fallen because you did it, and now we're unsafe.
That is true, and I apologize. However, the situation remains. Flee or be in harm's way.
Fuck you. Fucking walk off.
Hit him. Kill him, Leon. Embrace the dark.
They throw stones at you. They like start fucking like pelting you with bits of fucking rocks and stuff that are lying around.
Yeah, I just like
hovering there.
Kind of just like as if it's doing anything. I'll like raise my shield and get into the air again. And, like.
Yeah.
And I just fly off.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
to the party.
Yeah. Good news is I spread the word. Bad news is we're not liked very much.
I kind of shrug. Who cares? Got bigger to worry about than fucking farmers like us.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Leon's lawful good, not lawful nice.
It'll work out in their favor. That's the point of it.
sure, yeah. I mean, it's not like you ain't gonna convince me, man. Like,
Yeah, I'm just convincing myself. Anyway, how is that portal coming along?
You gave them the warning, but they don't have to listen.
It falls on deaf ears.
alright, yeah, and I'm sure they got this teleport circle any second now.
Yeah, you guys, you teleport targeting like whichever, and then teleport targeting whichever. To somewhere that's going to get you within 2 hexes of getting there.
Yep.
Like there, there's 1% variation, but that's like irrelevant to these scales. You don't like accidentally end up inside anyone's house at any point or anything, humorous like that. Maybe at worst, like someone's up to their like knees in a pond or whatever. After the second
close,
one.
right,
Definitely
boots.
back.
Yeah, Asik's up to his eyebrows.
I don't have eyebrows after the
Literal drowned rats.
Yep.
Asik, to be fair, you're probably a little like the fur's looking a bit patchy after
Little chunk,
that Baylor Lord exploded.
Yep.
Asik spent the whole long rest like using various products and like alchemical crafted like shampoos and stuff to repair it all. And yeah, you guys appear, in more or less open plains, with the old castle of Aim visible, like nestled against the sort of not quite on like the scale of Minas Tirith, but like not like a half a Minas Tirith sort of thing.
And all classes are pretty hard.
Like pretty.
Like backed up with. Is it pretty? Yeah, it is. It is very pretty.
Like, yeah.
You should show.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know it's not the same old castle, but you should show.
Oh,
David
yeah,
the
so,
old
like,
castle
let me
back in
see
the
if I
day.
can-
We had like
anyway.
all the detail, right? It can't be that.
Yeah. Like this was the
No,
dwarf
'cause it's
one.
like, yeah.
Yeah, this was the dwarf one.
Like they're big fuckers. Like, yeah, maybe walking to a front door might not be amazing, but
That's
it
pretty
probably would work,
Yeah, well, it's like the fortifications are one thing, but as far as there's not going to be no Dawn presence. There's going to be like the standard like complement of like Dawn oppressors here that would normally be policing the local population. But like the main threat is mercenaries, but it's not like the whole it's not like garrisoned by like a force that actually would fill an old castle. Yeah.
That would take way too many.
That'd be like tens or hundreds.
Now,
tens or
would
hundreds of
mercenaries
thousands,
hired by the
thousands.
Dawn count as Dawn for my hunt prey?
No.
Damn it.
Do we know the approximate numbers? Like, what's the largest mercenary company?
I used mercenary company earlier, but I actually realized it's kind of entirely wrong because it's like, it's basically entirely like freelance, people who are
like individuals.
combat experienced, gathered for like, and willing to like lend their mercenary services. Based on like the reports that you guys have had, somewhere between like 5 and 15,000, which is and it's not necessarily huge compared to the
Between 5
I mean, it's like
or 15,000.
Five.
Yeah.
Five.
5,000 to 15,000.
Okay.
And I mean, it's like it's in a way it's almost a sort of similar number in terms of like when you factor in like the fact that they're also a lot of like many of them are like retired adventurers and stuff. They also have like levels and character player class and stuff. As a they're probably 1 for 1 without some kind of like. Well, I think they're going to basically be as powerful, man for man, typically as like the standard resistance, units that you'll have to like, you guys would have to command in battle. Not that, they're probably unlikely to be many, they're like significantly above 10, certainly nothing like above 15, among them. So you're not like, not terribly worried, but you're going to come up against like some mercenaries as powerful. Like that, if you came across someone who was 15 a day, you're just like, whoa. I mean, honestly, if you came across someone who was 13 a day, you guys would be like, damn, what the tits. But like, they're going to be sort of on the power level of like general sort of like bog standard, PC players, not high level. Similar to the force that you're going to command. So you expect to have an advantage just because they won't have anything like against, at the level of that you guys are going to play at, and like, you got some other people that you will have on your side in the resistance that are like also pretty fucking tough. Like what's his name? The commander. Ashmain or something like that, is a fucking nerd and a half. He's really old though, but he's a nerd and a half. And you travel onwards towards the situation to investigate exactly what is going on. and yeah, like the first signs you like come to as you like get near the road before you reach the front lines are like the supply truck, because like the force here is being pretty consistently supplied using the roads back to like supply depots and stuff established earlier on, and blah blah blah. Like the siege is still very much in the process of being well, not like it's all the main battle lines, like all the essential trenches and stuff, and like the stakes are lined, but like the camp is still kind of like it's a couple of days to set up like a siege, to the point where like there's no more tents and stuff going up, there's no more like trenches being dug, there's no more like command posts being routed and stuff through the camp. So yeah, still basically what is it? It is kind of the end of the second day. So as you guys are getting here, it's sort of you're seeing the siege in its final stages of preparations for like the whatever needs to come. And yeah, it's like a sort of like I described, a semi-Minas Tirith situation, but with like substantial urban expansion beyond the walls. Which eventually sort of trails and becomes farmland, and eventually becomes nothing over like many miles. But
it should have been the case in the Lord of the Rings movies, but
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Have the urban areas surrounding it, had that been like evacuated by the general populace?
Yes, they have been. It has been evacuated.
Then,
The siege lines.
have they been allowed to go? They've been allowed to go past like the resistance, like evacuate through the siege lines, or like into the.
No, they were evacuated into the old castle, not because the resistance didn't let them out, but because that's what they did on the. That's what they naturally did on the army approach. I mean, like I say, like some of them would have like stayed and had been let out, but like the overall like mandate was like with the Dawn that are present here was like evacuate everyone into the old castle, so they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as you asked, like the people who were left out have been allowed to travel. And the siege lines, despite the fact that they could kind of get closer to the castle walls now, just because of like potential, use of sort of scary siege weapons and stuff that needs to be protected against, everyone is like taking up careful positions and stuff, watching over the castle from a nice safe distance.
He's like, oh, that's a nice castle.
Yeah, it certainly seems big enough to jump to.
Yeah, man. I guess, but it also they might have some sort of. I don't know, you said they could stop it, right? Would be kind of pointless having all that defensive, like anyone could just, ignore it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, they said Sergeant Alarder left, right? Let's see if there's anybody left we know who can fill us in on the situation.
As you guys like move through the camp, like the resistance are now like visibly motivated by like and morally given morale by your like presence. Like people kind of cheer as you're passing through. As what else you like? Yeah, Leon, as you're like passing through the camp, you see like a sort of a big. Like not like Grand level, but like a big like constructed siege like ram with like a tiger's head being carved for like the they're gonna like go after the main gates with.
Looks good.
It's clear that like some inspiration is taken from like you guys and your successes at God's Hold and then like what they've heard from beyond and stuff as well. Like now the battle's started, you're like much more of a recognized name through the camp.
That is a stark difference from yesterday.
Oh, top though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of like pretending not to see it, just like get you.
And yeah, you guys like your presence is like honestly, you kind of attract a bit of like a crowd behind you. Not like everyone follows, but like people who don't immediately have anything they're doing right now, like or just kind of like just drawn by the curiosity away from their task, and like end up being a slightly disruptive presence moving through the camp. Maybe it's like everyone kind of like by the time you get to the command tent, there's like 2 or 3 dozen people sort of like trailing along behind just to sort of see exactly where you're going. That get like immediately like sent off back to their work by I gotta get my what's his name, Commander, is it Ash something? I need to open up where I linked in this chat.
Morgan,
yeah, that's right, thank you, Andrew Morrigan, that's his name. Like he comes, your approach is completely impossible to miss, even with Bromok's stealth roll. The people behind you are not so stealthy, and like so he you can see he senses that you guys are coming and like comes out and tells everyone to fuck off.
By the
back
way,
to
as
their
like
jobs.
everyone's kind of probably enamored mostly with obviously the very shiny armor and tiger
Yeah.
Leon and the gigantic presence of Beck.
Yeah.
Brabok just finds a way to kind of like to sneak into the shadows on the outskirts.
Sure. Yeah, like
to
the, sort of,
avoid
the astral
lot
radiant
of attention on
presence
himself.
of Moonsong. You know the
Yeah, exactly.
the famous bomb throwing rat of
It's really a rat! Oh my god, I heard the stories!
I thought they were just insults.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely picked up some notoriety ASIC. Like it's pretty unmissable when you throw like an acid flask into a group of soldiers and then suddenly the resistance can move down a hallway that was fortified a minute ago. It's like occasionally
all they have to do is walk through
Godsnod and
goo at that
stuff,
point.
and- yeah, exactly.
No problems.
Just melts an entire platoon.
Yeah, basically every word has spread that you guys are sort of unstoppable gods on the field of battle that are just that are gonna people are already talking about how you guys are gonna win back Atlas and save everything and
Oh god.
it's all it's a lot of optimism.
Brabok's out.
You guys
He's
are
like
inspired.
hood up, invisible.
Bromok's sneaking around. But yeah,
maybe
Commander
relax.
Commander Morrigan sort of invites you into his tent. He tells everyone to fuck off. You guys have like a moment where another sort of 10 seconds or whatever while it's just a group of you as he turns around and goes inside as you're following if you want to make any sort of last minute remarks to each other or whatever.
Well, that's not fucking fun.
Ron
maybe
just appears next to the group, after all
I
that.
almost liked it better when I rolled through Grim. This is odd.
Oh, shrug.
Is it an English saying that it's the hope that kills?
It's
It's
a
not the
saying,
common
I'm
one.
just saying.
Okay. I just know it came up in Ted Lasso as like a very English football thing to say.
Interesting.
Good show, then. Good show.
Awesome show.
And yeah, you enter the tent behind him, and I know it's a bit early, but this is a good place to end this session. I think we'll move on to the siege
As he draws
phase
his blade. Oh,
next time. Yeah, exactly.
Have you now?
But yeah,
Turns into Darth Vader.
That was a pretty good
Stuff.
impression.
let me just figure out some
Chances of
experience
leveling
real quick.
low, right? I mean, it was a Baylor Lord. I don't know.
It was a Baylor Lord. An
It's
elite
so far
Baylor, yeah.
off. It's so far
We're still like
off.
400 off, right?
422.
Yeah.
Way far off.
By the way,
But
maybe,
also mission.
hopefully we
So
never,
much
ever have
best
to
completion,
face.
though.
Yeah, true. Grim Reaper, by the way. I was looking up those things earlier.
Yeah, there are a lot
Fucking
of
shit.
fighting.
Maybe a lesser death.
I mean,
look
it's the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's meant to be,
there's
like,
one-
impossible.
Literally the
Grim Reaper.
personification of death, right? It's like it's
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it should
with
be
like
like,
zero ties to any gods or
It
aeons.
should almost
or-
be like stronger. I think, to be honest. Like I don't know, literally
Yeah.
the manifestation.
Well,
of
I just
death,
love
it
that,
should be
like, some
kinda,
Well, so my favorite part is the one where Death Strike. A creature critically hit by any of the Grim Reaper's attacks or that critically fails against any of its spells must succeed on a DC 47 fort save or die.
pretty cool.
DC 47.
It rolls so high that it will it can't almost not crit
Yeah.
most of our party.
Yeah.
you
Those
guys
things are fucking
that
nuts.
having succeeded.
Yeah,
on
I
that.
agree. It's like
Okay.
all the. I think. The less stuff I've seen is a bit ocean for CR. I mean, Grim Reaper. I mean, it's ocean also, but it should be. Like I'm eating. It should be like
Right.
higher.
You guys
But I
get
think, like,
164 experience.
164.
Okay.
What? That's nothing.
Eh.
164.
What are we on?
It's like he doesn't want us to level.
Let me do
Oh,
that.
actually.
Maybe maybe I'll throw in
plus
30.
164
Maybe I'll
plus
take
30.
a little medium quest reward and give another 30.
So 1472.
1472.
Okay. What about an extra like 330 quest experience? A little extra quest experience. No.
Wait, do we need 17 or 1800?
18, I think,
18?
right?
18 to get
Or is it 17? I can't remember
I
the
don't know.
rule.
Is it of the next level or the same
I
level?
think it's of the next level.
The next level, yeah.
It was 1110, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, 1800, okay, yeah.
Chris, so you need to get the 1700 or 1800 XP to level.
1800.
18.
Okay.
1700. I think I heard him say just then.
Yep. We all heard it.
You heard it.
So, yeah, so 328 experience.
Correct.
Okay. Getting there.
little bit away.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Yep. I mean, yeah.
It'll happen.
Good sesh.
Alright,
Dude,
good one.
Good at Balor. Wow.
That's so
I
easy.
didn't even know.
Crazy. So
Y'all just
shit.
rolled 18s and it fucking works.
True. Alright. I'll catch you boys
That's
on the flippity flop.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Cast Dimension Door at 10th level once. What does that do? I guess just